Yes, I can do that. Give me a second to open the right
And
tab.
I did also read some of those letters, and they're awesome.
I am glad that you guys liked them. I genuinely have been putting up as like, maybe someone will find them and like it, but if not, it's whatever. And then it came up in conversation. All right, let me see. What did happen last session? So immediately at the start of the session, we had a rest. We went back to the house that we had met the cultists in, the probable cultists in, I should say at that point. Scoped it out, talked with one of the neighbors who said that the owners were different people than the people who we met there. Decided to leave and come back at night. In the meantime, went to the Cobalt Reserve to kill some time. Barnabas looked into information about the cult based on a book or something that you had already from the last time we were there. Alba caught up on recent history. Geckel looked into creating shock gauntlets.
Uh,
Uh, Rothgar got Barnabas to figure out what language a book he has is in. Oliver found out some stuff about his dad's adventuring party. Killed a bunch of time. In the evening, went back to the house, broke in through the basement, avoided a arcane alarm system, most notably. Found a secret passage. Alba got us all to not immediately get attacked on our way up the stairs, which was nice. Found a couple in the basement, the actual owners. The man was dead, malnutrition. The woman was still alive. All of us knocked her out while the rest of us went to go beat up some cultists. Successfully beat up, killed, and then unkilled, and then re-killed 2 cultists. Town guard got involved at the very end. We were gifted some money that the owner of the house had. And that is pretty much the long and short of it.
We also we
and-
looted the cultists as well.
Looted the cultists as well. Got some nice magical stuff. And when we got back to the inn, there was a letter waiting for Oliver. And I think that is where we left off, was going for a long rest after that.
Yep, that's where I ended it as well.
And luckily, you guys did bring them back and then kill them again, because you guys leveled as well.
Hey.
Sometimes you just need to send a message.
Yes, we again killed them, saved them from dying specifically, even after we had already killed them, only to then execute them in front of, well, sort of privately.
Yes. So, I believe everyone had decided to start their long rest, right? And no one was like staying up doing extra stuff?
I believe so.
I was doing long rest, yeah, I think that's where we left off.
Barnabas, I'm going to message you something real quick.
Yeah, I was probably going to have a 1 or 2 drinks, then head up.
Oliver had gone right upstairs with the letter, wrote his letter home immediately, almost, and then probably gone to bed, so.
Real quick then, Rothgar.
Yes.
I'm sorry, not Rothgar. Geckel. You said you were going to sleep. Geckel's the one who said he was staying up for a few.
Correct, yes.
Go ahead and do a perception check, because it is pretty late. So, actually, what would Geckel do? Would Geckel be someone who would, like, sit with others and, like, join in on conversations, or would he be more of go off by himself, drink his drinks, and go up to bed?
He would sit in the main bar. It's just a case of he wasn't overly jovial from previous encounter that night, so it's a case of I'll sit there, make small talk, and have a few drinks and head up.
then perception is good anyway. So you do hear a bit of a rumor. On here, I will. The road leaving Whiterunn. So you guys are all there right now. The road leaving out to like the south that ends up heading out to the west towards Kymal. As you reach the where the bridge crossing is in this area, there have been rumors of a very vicious bandit like horde that has been just wreaking havoc there. Sometimes they do stuff as simple as putting a toll on the bridge and you can't cross without paying or offering some goods. Other times they attack caravans that are sleeping at night around there. So it's just something that's been being talked about recently with people coming and going from Whiterunn.
Okay, that's good to know. I can inform everyone in the morning, but I think he's not overly excited to go wake everyone up after the recent events.
So then, yeah. So you would have your drinks, head to bed. Everyone gets a long rest. Barnabas, you got my message, right?
Yep.
Okay. So the following morning arises. You guys once again are getting. I mean, it's a pretty comfortable living. You're able to get up, have food every day, not really worrying about paying for where you're staying because of how much you help the people, and they're they still seem to be just as jovial and happy as always with having you there. So morning, food, drinks on the table, everything you want. What would you guys like to do?
How's everyone feeling this morning?
Pretty rested.
Really good.
Was interesting day yesterday. I feel pretty good today. We could challenge for Isle.
Any day you wake up is a good day.
Well, when I stayed up last night, I happened to hear some rumours on the southern road towards Kymal and Iman. There seems to be rampant banditry, and one of them seems to be making their name, but I didn't happen to catch what it was.
Well, we could always go take care of it. I mean, not like we have much plans unless we want to go north for the rest of the cult.
True, plus if either way we decide to go, we could apply to be caravan guards, so gives us something to do on the journey.
I'm fine with that. Extra pay as well, possibly.
Of course, of course. Oh yes. What loot did we get from our cultist friends there?
Well, I believe we would need Barnabas to look over some stuff, but we did pick up some equipment, and I believe Oliver found some coin under the floorboards.
Oh yeah, that's right. Alba, you have it still, right?
Yes, 21 platinum, 85 gold.
Well, if we decide if there's anything we wish to sell, we can then split up what we have and purchase any supplies we need.
As you guys are all talking amongst yourselves, oh my god, this is the first time I've forgotten this lady's name. Is it Allison?
It is.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
barkeep.
Yep. All right. So Allison is kind of like in the middle of like filling up some things, and as you hear her, or as she hears you saying about like possibly getting all the supplies you need, she kind of looks. She goes, "Oh, is everyone planning on heading on out?"
Possibly. We've heard some rumors of bandits to the south, possible cult rumors to the north. Gonna see what we want to do.
When you say those, she kind of nods and there's always been the rumors up to the north. I always say that there's got to be some truth in a rumor, but I never really wanted to believe that there was a cult so close to our home.
Yes, it does make sense.
Well, and as far as the bandits, we've had a few people come in here that said they were stopped at a bridge over the past couple of days. They been rumors of nothing sinister, like I don't know if many people have been killed, but definitely a lot of hassle to just use the road.
Well, that might be something we can go ahead and fix. And she looks at the others.
Yes, it seems the more pressing issue out of the two.
She's kind of looking around. She goes, I believe, and she turns around, honey, do you know where we put the post? And he kind of starts scrambling around, and he pulls out a crumpled piece of paper, and flattens it out there, and you can see like there's been ale and stuff spilled on it. It looks like someone might have just left it at the bar. And she walks over, grabs it, and puts it out in front of you. And all it says on there's like no picture drawn or anything like that. It just says wanted, Bloodhorn, dead or alive, Whiterunn or Kymal. Like it's a post from the two, like the leaders of each area.
Yeah, because it's like in between both of them.
Yes. And I mean, Iman is not going to send anyone almost over 250 miles for bandits. So the two main places that you would be able to claim the reward would be Kymal and Whiterunn. And it does say if you're able, it says you need to bring proof in order to be paid, and the payment is 500 gold pieces.
That's certainly a lot of funds.
She kind of gets a bit of a crooked smile. She goes, well, merchants are willing to pay what they need to for their wares to travel safely.
I suppose that makes sense.
You have to take into consideration, at first it's banditry, but most of the time that doesn't remain enough.
What do you mean?
Oh, it's all good and well to just steal and charge people tolls. Eventually people start looking for more ways to get their kicks.
He means eventually there'll be deaths, murders.
I suppose that does make sense too.
It's an escalation of violence.
Well, for some, maybe.
Yes, but not everyone is restrained or has discipline.
She kind of just looks at all you as you're still talking, and we don't do much in shape of rations, but I could probably give you a meal that you could all take with you for the first night you're gone.
That would be great, Allison, and thank you for bringing us the wanted poster too.
She nods. And again, please treat this as your second home. So if you do make your way back, please come in, visit, and you'll have a place to stay for free of charge.
Perfect.
We deeply appreciate that.
You're more than generous. Thank you.
She nods and kind of just, well, I'll let you get to your discussion again. Thank you. And she walks back off.
Well, it seems we have some form of idea of what we wish to do now. We should try and sell our excess equipment and prepare for a journey south.
Sounds like a plan.
You're good with the
Yes,
two, Barney, right?
He just shrugs. Did you need me to look at something?
Yes, our loot from the fine fellows that had to step out. Some sort of swords and a shield, I believe.
I will ritually cast Identify, however many times I have to.
Well, if you could just remind me real quick, I believe it was the Vicious Greatsword.
Yeah, it was
Yep,
the
we
great
had it.
sword, the +1 long sword, the +1 short sword, and the +1 shield.
Yeah. They're, I mean, for all intents, they are magical. Like, they will do magic damage, but it's not so much that they're imbued with magic. It's more that, like, they're mastercraft. Like, they look like they were expensive to make. They were made masterfully. So I'm going to treat them as +1s, and you still will be able to, like, do damage to things that are resistant to non-magical damage with it. But for all other intents and purposes, they're just +1s. So yeah, it was, you said a long sword, a shield, and a
Short
Short sword.
short sword. Okay. Did you guys divvy that all up?
We didn't, but we talked about it before you got here a little bit.
Well, I do not need any of these equipment. Luckily, I managed to find this in the basement of the house. So, if any of you wish for anything,
None of it's useful to me, but I, of course, will take my share of the gold platinum.
Yeah, based on how much we found, everyone should get about 59 platinum. No, 59 gold. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say that's a little bit too much.
well,
Yeah.
if
So, I know you guys have done this before. Do you guys want to go to the bank and exchange it so you can make it into like later weight?
Well, perhaps first, anyone need this shield or long sword or short sword?
If no one else needs a shield, I would take it, but I don't really need it terribly either. I mean, I'm not usually up in front, so
Nonsense. It's quite a fine shield.
Yes, go ahead and take it, Oliver. Meanwhile, I wouldn't mind the short sword. Thank you very much.
Well, very
all
good.
right.
Then it seems we are a long sword extra, and I suppose Oliver, you have extra shield now. We could see about selling them as well, then dividing the loot up with the platinum and gold at the bank.
That makes sense.
Well, then,
So,
I suppose we need to find someone in town that'll buy some masterwork weapons.
And I'll say probably, actually, I'll say probably all of you, since you've all been to the magic shop, would probably know the woman at the magic shop probably would not be interested in stuff that is not magical.
but we do know the blacksmith.
Yep, the blacksmith is a good choice. Other stuff, but so where do you guys want to head?
Well, if someone's willing to come with me, I can take the sword to the blacksmith and try to get a good price.
I'll go with you. I can. Maybe he'll take my shield too.
That seems fair.
Very good. You know what? I'll go as well. I might have. They might have some things I might need.
Well, and once we've finished business, we can meet back up, divvy out the funds, and we can decide where we wish to spend, resupply afterwards.
Sounds like a plan. So, Barnabas, anything you want to do, or are you just going to kind of sit around and wait till everyone's ready?
Yep.
Good.
I don't know if that's interesting to him.
True. Well, I didn't know if you wanted to go spend any of the gold or anything like that on any sort of magical stuff.
I don't think I have enough to buy anything in particular.
Well, I mean, you do, like I said, you do have access at the library to any first and second level spells. So if you had any money to, like, get the ink and stuff, you could do that.
Yeah.
Do you need a
All
quick
right.
loan?
Let me. I'll see what. I'll look up some spells here.
Alba and Barnabas can go to the bank, see about exchanging the platinum for the gold and platinum to help us divide it up easier. I know weight is an issue when it comes to that. Plus, having just a heavy purse can easily be nicked.
Alba just rolls her eyes. I'll go do that real quick.
I was gonna say, perhaps Barnabas, I know you're one who enjoys the magical arts. I'm sure you can find use for your gold.
Yes, but I don't have any need for banks because I don't put money in them.
Well, it's to trade out gold if need be and platinum if need be.
Well, for now
Again,
we can.
dividing it up fairly.
Sure, I tend not to carry much gold around with me, so I'm not concerned about the weight. But
He spends it all on paper.
Well, we should first try to sell what we have before we divvy out the gold.
Very well.
So, shall we?
To the blacksmith, I'm assuming?
Correct.
Blacksmith.
Okay.
Yep.
And is everyone just going to go together then, since you guys got to wait to get all the money to sort it out?
Yeah, Alba will go then.
All right.
all right, just so that I'm clear, right? So for first level spells, it's 100 gold worth of materials, or 50 gold if I'm using a transmutation spell for first level. Right?
I think it's 50 gold per level, isn't it?
I thought it was 100.
I think it
I
was,
mean, I'm not going to complain.
I believe it was 50 for a cantrip and 100 per level.
Well, no, that's for spell. That was for the spell scrolls. All right.
I have.
And it's half for your chosen schools.
Yeah. So that's why I thought it would be 50 for a first level transmutation spell.
All right. All right. First, all right.
I can't really comment. I played a Blade Singer. I didn't have a school.
I have the player's handbook. I'm looking it up right now.
All right, learning spells. For each of these spells.
Here we go. Copying spells into your spell book. 2 hours and 50 gold per level of the spell.
Yes.
That's even better then.
So so for you it will be 50 gold for regular spells at level 1, 25 for
Transmutation.
in-
Or 50 gold for.
or 100 gold for
Yeah.
and then it would be transmutation at level 2. And you are I'm in half a per. So yeah. No, wait, all right. So, you guys make your way to the blacksmith. It's a nicer day out. The weather is starting to cool off. The weather is not as hot as it had been all summer long. You could tell the fall is making its way in. But there are still plenty of people out on the streets selling random sweets and all that kind of stuff on like the side of the roads, especially in the market ward where you guys are. Handful of beggars around like usual. Just a pretty overall nice day. And you make your way up to the blacksmith. It appears that there is a woman sitting like behind a desk, like not even a desk. I would say she's kind of just sitting on a stool with with a anvil in front of her, and she looks rather bored. While there are maybe like 3 or 4 other people in the background hammering, tempering metal, that kind of stuff, all just doing their work. But the woman, as you're approaching, kind of just sticks her head up to you and just, hey, if you need any help, let me know.
Yes, we are looking to maybe sell a weapon or shield here. Is that something you would be interested in?
And we always could use scrap, sure.
Scrap wouldn't be the case.
She kind of like lowers her eyebrows and then gets like a bit of a kinder look on her face, and she goes, oh no, I just don't really see many people wanting to sell anything that's still worth of value. It's mostly just people coming to get rid of their scraps. But we're always in the market for buying, selling anything. What are you looking to get rid of?
Well, we have this sword, a long sword, you see. Here, I'll just take a look.
She kind of looks at it, puts her hand out to see if you'll hand it to her.
Oh yeah.
All right. She just kind of like moves around a little bit ways. She goes, "This is very, very nicely made. All right. And you're sure none of you want this?"
Oh no, none of us really need it at the moment.
She's looking around on it, and she kind of pauses for a second, and whoever's closest to her, probably you since you handed it to her, Rothgar, she points down at something on the hilt, and she goes, do you know what that is? And it is just the symbol that you have seen recently from the cult.
Yes, some marking from the previous owner.
She kind of looks at it, squints a bit, she nods, and goes, always buff it out and put our own marking on it, I guess.
There you are.
Yeah. What are you looking for?
Ooh, I must say, I do not know much about such fine weapons as this. Do any of you?
No.
What would you like to offer?
She kind of looks at you. Looks
Whatever
down at
she says, Oliver's gonna make an insight check.
Okay. She kind of looks, and she's like, "Oh, I could see giving you 150 gold for it." I mean, you don't think she's trying to cut you guys like or scam you guys at all? That might 150 gold. I mean, most of the time, stuff you've sold has only been for about close to half what you spent of it. So, seems like a pretty good deal. You figured maybe it was a 300 gold sword. Who knows?
Yeah.
It sounds a reasonable price, I suppose. We do have a few other things, I believe, Oliver. Yes, you?
Yeah, it's nothing quite so fancy, but and Oliver will.
A shield and a glowing mace, I believe.
Oh, is that okay to sell? I mean, you gave it back.
As soon as you say that, her eyes kind of light up, and she goes, "Glowing, you say?"
Yeah, I mean, here, and Oliver will just take his whole pack off and try to fumble through, get the shield that was strapped to it that he wasn't using, pull out the mace that is still emitting dim light in a 5-foot radius, if I remember correctly.
It's bright light 5 foot and then dim light after that.
Okay.
All right, yeah. She kind of pushes the shield off to the side immediately, like absentmindedly, not even thinking about it, and looks at the mason. She goes, she kind of like gasps a little bit. She goes, "Huh, haven't had a magic item here in ages. Hold on, let me have a look at this."
Alba rolls her eyes and is like, I'm just gonna go wait outside. Have fun.
Whichever one of you wants to try to convince her, go ahead and roll a persuasion or deception, whichever one you prefer.
I'm gonna do that.
Yes. Oliver is just trusting that this is now magic because of Rothgar.
She kind of is looking at it, and like you can see, like she looks at it, like she flips it over, looks at an SI2, kind of looks over at you guys, like she looks like she has no idea what she's doing, honestly, and she kind of just like taps on the metal and right, yeah, 200 for this one.
Very good.
200?
That will draw people in. We could hang that outside as our lantern, and people will know that we have magical weapons.
Oliver's gonna look at Rothgar, just like, what?
Yes, 200.
Actually, can I make another insight check to see if that sounds right?
Go for it.
Oh no.
Which one are you inciting, Hrothgar or the shopkeep?
I'm assuming Rothgar at this point.
Yes, you would be.
He is telling you the truth.
Oh no. You know what?
Oliver just like looks at you in awe.
200. No. Not for this. This is actually part of my private work. I wouldn't want to see you hang it on your door. Perhaps a plaque of it in your shop. And you know what? I'll give it for you. I'll give you a deal at it. We won't do 200. We'll give you the shield as well. And that'll be what the 200 is.
She immediately, deal, yes. We'll get it nicely put up on the wall. Yes. And she kind of like she kind of like her eyes go up to the sky, like as she like you could tell she's thinking about something. She goes, "We could hang it over the other ones, and it'll shine a brighter light." And she's like, she just starts fumbling, grabbing bags from different places. She hops down off her chair and walks back into another room real quick, and comes back out with with a smaller chest, and she puts it all on the table. And you guys are more than welcome to count it. It is a lot of different kinds of coins. It looks like it would equal out to 350 gold, but I mean, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. You're not exactly sure unless you count it, but there's a lot of coins in there.
I trust you in your count there. No problem there. In fact, you know what? Here, keep a few platinum as well. We'll just take 175 worth. As long as you remember us well, we'll send others your way as well.
She kind of sits there. Of course. Who are you then? What can I call you?
Yes, Oliver. Nice name.
The Gilded Blade.
She kind of nods. The Gilded Blade it is then. Thank you very much for your business.
Indeed.
And as she's been talking to you for like since she's given you the gold, her eyes really have not left the mace.
Oh no.
Yeah, you've just given our group name connected with a counterfeit magic weapon.
No.
Oliver does not know that.
It's not counterfeit. It is magical and that it produces light. I never said it was permanent.
Oh goodness.
So she gathers everything else up, and she goes and shows it off to everyone else. And to be honest, all of them, the other 4 people who were working behind her, they all seem very, very happy with her purchase. And a few of them come up and they like all start thanking you they go around just shaking hands and saying that they'll be looking forward to the business that you're able to send their way, and the next time you guys are in Whiterunn, stop by. They might have a bit of something for you.
Very good.
Well, we can't go there anymore.
So, yeah, we have 325 more gold worth that we have to figure out at the bank as well now.
Assuming we divvy it all up evenly, it now comes out to 124 gold for everyone.
Okay.
Assuming that we got the correct amount from them, including what Rothgar gave back.
Yeah.
All right. Rothgar, roll a d20.
Gotcha.
Okay. So now roll a d25 just for fun. Because you rolled over a d10, that means you're going to get extra gold. Here, I'll just roll for you. No big deal.
Sorry, I'm a slow typer.
Oh, well, unfortunately, you get 2 extra gold pieces.
Hey, 2 extra gold, so...
So an extra 4 silver each.
Yep. Cool.
So, you're easily able to go to the bank and do that. As you guys are walking towards the bank, which is very close to the Opal Ward, how much gold did everyone get again? 120 what?
124 and 4.
Okay.
Yep. And we're going to the bank so we could. Yes. How much was it for the exchange at the bank now?
I mean, the 2 gold would pay for it.
There we go. We'll
the extra 2 gold. So don't put the silver on your sheets.
Don't put the silver there. We'll use that to break it up, and we can do it platinum.
So yeah.
Silver,
so pretty much, all your guys' coins right now. All your guys' coins right now, anyone can have it be whatever they want. So if you have 200 gold pieces, you can take 20 platinum if you want. If you have 20 platinum and you want 200 gold, just do whatever you want with your gold as long as it stays equal. But yes, as you guys, you had to go very, very close to the Opal Ward to get there. And around the bank, there seems to be a lot more of the begging happening. Everyone go ahead and roll perception.
Perception. Doobity-doo. You're on here somewhere.
Okay. So, Alba's bored. Gekkel doesn't seem to be noticing much. But the other 3, as you're walking around, you all notice that one rather old-looking, battered down dwarvish man is kind of like his eyes are following you guys, and he looks like he has seen a ghost. Rothgar, this guy looks very familiar to you.
I'll see if I can just meander his way and see if I can get a better look at him.
As you get closer, you can't exactly pinpoint it. I mean, he reminds you of someone, but I mean, he looks like he's been in rough shape for quite a while at this time. So you're not sure if it's just, he reminds you of someone, or it's hard to tell, but he is blatantly staring. And as you kind of separate yourself from the group a little bit to walk towards him, you notice his eyes are not on the group anymore. It's kind of like directed towards you.
I'm going to cautiously approach him.
So, like I said, it is a dwarvish man. He's kind of just sitting there with some sort of a small cauldron type thing in front of him that he's just asking for coin in. And his hair is very pale blonde, rather rather like thin and scraggly on the top. His skin looks like he has been out in the sun for way, way, way too long. And he has a very unkempt beard that comes down into a very poorly done small braid at the bottom of his chin. And he just, as you approach, he kind of just looks up at you and kind of like somewhat smiles and just, you don't recognize me anymore, do you?
I can't say I do. Sorry to say.
Real quick before that, roll an intelligence check to see if the voice and anything like that rang a bell. Okay. The smile gave it off because he is missing not one of his front teeth, but the like the canine that is right to the right of his front teeth. And he kind of looks up at you, and as soon as he smiled, you recognize this man as a dwarf that you knew from your days out on a ship named Doral. He was one of your pretty good friends aboard your ship, and he kind of looks like he's been to hell and back a couple of times since you last seen him.
Is that Doral?
The smile brightens a little bit. You do remember, but it's been quite a while. We thought you were dead.
It was almost a possibility, yes, but managed to escape.
He kind of
here now. I see.
He kind of looks around and goes, for a few, maybe a week or so far. He goes, they when they turned on you, and he kind of like looks like a little sad at the memory of it, and I was coming to give you a bit of a warning, a heads up, but I was found out, and I was a slave to the ship for the past few months.
I see. Do you know of anyone else who's made it out?
He kind of shakes his head. Not to beat you with all the hard news at once, but no one else really cared. They just followed. And just real quick, because I didn't get any of this from you, do you have a name for whoever is the new captain now?
I do not have the name for the new captain, no.
Name generator it is. What race do you want to be?
You choose.
Right.
It's a gift Yankee.
Tabaxi.
Matt, your Barnabas suffers a heart attack and dies.
Human, let's make this complicated.
It's a Leonin.
All right, half orc I heard? Sure.
There we are.
All right, here we go. It is, they call him Captain Hog, but his name is Hogator. And he kind of just, he was there, he was pretty much making an example out of me for anyone else who wasn't going to stand in line.
So, Captain Hog. Captain Hog has my ship.
Well, has it, but not really in working order right now.
What did he do to the ship?
It's pretty much how I was able to escape. Here, let me pull everyone. Oh, everyone is still on this map. He explains that everyone had been. They had recently been traveling quite a far distance. They were very far south before. I'll say down. Well, there's nowhere really end up there. All right, so yeah, they were down south, like into the swamp areas. He's not exactly sure where they were. Just hitting trade ships and stuff like that were coming and going. They then started to make their way back to the north because, you know, they had a lot of stuff that they had to unload and barter and this and that. And they were going to come into Iman, send a few people off to do some trading and stuff. But he goes on to explain that one night when they were getting close to landing, a huge storm had hit. Very hard to keep the course he's imagining. Again, he was pretty much locked up down underneath for the night when this was happening. But at some point in the middle of the night, he just felt and heard the ship. It sounded like made landfall. It jostled him so much that the hook that was holding onto the shackles broke away from the wall, and he was able to free himself. With all the commotion going on, he was able to make his way up to the top of the ship and look around, and he wasn't able to see much because it was night and it was storming. But on a couple of the times of lightning flashed in the sky, he could see that they had run aground some very sharp rocks that were in the ocean. Like they must have just not seen them because of the conditions. So there was a big like breach in the hull. So he left. It took him maybe about 20 to 25 minutes to swim to shore from where they were. And he said the next thing he remembered was waking up on a beach that was pretty much not like many beaches he had been on before. It was pretty much just a little bit of sand with a lot of smooth rocks. Looking out, he could see that they had wrecked out quite a ways, but the ship was currently like not fully in the water anymore. And just like, you know, a flatter surface on around the outside of the mountain, but it looks like they were kind of camping there. And he said he remembers waking up, leaving, and after maybe about a day, he starts to tell you, I came across a couple of fishermen that were docked for the morning. I was walking pretty early, and we were a bit off course, and we were north of Iman. I guess we were at the Shade Steps, the mountain range. Last I saw, they were still trying to get the boat fixed. Looked like it was going to be quite a job, so I don't know exactly how long it's going to take them. But last time I saw your ship, it was offshore to the north of Iman.
That ship has sailed this world's seas for 4 decades. 4 decades, and they've wrecked it. Well, Doral, I am happy to see you. Seems you need to clean yourself up a bit if you can, and I'm gonna hand him just 2 platinum and 5 silver. Take this. See if you can get yourself together. Perhaps make your way out. Don't get caught, but see if you can find out any more news about the ship and about Captain Hogg. And if need be, I'm staying at Inn the Broken Stool here in town. Send any news there.
He nods again. All right, thank you very much. All right, I didn't really plan on going back there. I didn't want to be seen by them, but
like I said, be careful. Be careful if you do. Just find out what you can.
Right. All right. Well, sure. I'll go get on that. And you said send word back here to the Broken Stool.
Yes.
Right. All right. Well, thank you very much again. I'll figure out what I can.
Yes, of course. And yes, if you need a place to stay at the moment, just go ahead and let them know you're friends with the Gilded Blade at the tavern there. They'll treat you well.
He nods, and he's starting to stand up, and he looks like he's been through hell. Like he's having a hard time getting up here, and like he's definitely
I'm gonna
hurting.
give him a hand. Yeah.
But yeah, he help him up. He picks up the kind of nods at you, and he goes, "All right, well, yeah, you're getting me back on my feet, and I appreciate it. So, I'll be trying to get you news as soon as I can."
Thank you much, and again, be safe. I don't want your life to be in too much jeopardy there.
He nods. He goes, "Well, I did spend a couple of days in Iman and made a few friends there. That worked a bit on the opposite side of the law, I guess. Perhaps maybe get a couple messages to them and see what they can find out too."
Very good, very good.
All right. Well, let me get going. I need haven't had a bath in weeks, and I've been walking a lot. So.
Yes, it is an endeavor. I myself have been having a bit of trouble, but
right,
still.
Right. Well, all right.
We'll get.
Yeah. Well, the only reason I'm here, honestly, is because I did not want to be anywhere near the ocean, with fear of them finding me again.
Don't worry. We're going to take care of Captain Hawk. I'm going to get my ship back in whatever order it is in. And they're going to pay dearly.
He nods at you and goes, "Well, I make you a deal. You ever get that ship back, you got a crewmate in me."
Very good.
He stands up, kind of still hunched over a little bit, reaches up to shake your hand, and afterwards he just kind of hauls up a small backpack on over his shoulder, has the cauldron with a few coins in it, and has that under his arm, and he just starts walking off towards. I'm assuming you probably gave him directions towards the inn.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, and he starts heading off that way.
He's gonna be lost.
Well, not to mention that you gave him the wrong name.
Yes.
Yes, I did. Yep. Because at least I don't remember those things.
At least you gave him directions, so he'll be able to find it, and then he'll know the name anyway.
Close enough.
Oh yeah, no, it's yeah. It's funny. It's like I have it in my notes, and I'm still like, I don't want to say it right because that's not right.
That's even better.
It's like I don't want to say it right because I have messed up plenty of things, and it's like I got to keep that train going.
I mean, your character might not remember names well. Who knows? But yeah, so he's on his way. Everyone, I mean, you guys have all just seen. I don't know if any of you followed him to hear in on the conversation, but Rothgar kind of comes back, and not that you can see a look on his face or anything. He's head to toe in armor, but you just all saw him talking to some beggar on the street.
Friend.
An old crewmate.
Cute.
Survivor.
Of shipwreck?
Of a mutiny.
That sounds like a story.
It was good to get news about my old ship. Not as
good
to
see. So, mutiny of you.
Yes, I am Rothgar, the Iron Dragon. Had a fine ship, sailed for the last 4 decades in these seas. And now it's wrecked in the hands of a Captain Hawk. Hawk. We used to make fun of him.
Oh.
Well, I think that's your reason for mutiny.
No, he had a bit of a... We used to make fun of his name, but he had a bit of a fleet himself, and let's just say it was a bit of a rivalry. But it's the past at the moment. It's no worry. We have some bandits to worry about.
Well, they are on the way too. Where are they wrecked again?
Well, it's near Mon, north of it anyway.
The general area he gave you was somewhere off the coast of the Shade Steppes.
Yeah, the Shady Steppes, but they got.
So it is a pretty big area, possible, but somewhere along there.
It's a ton. It's some mountains, but yeah, it's at least a lead that I did not have before.
I mean, I wouldn't mind keeping going to Amon after the bandits.
We'll see. We'll see.
Have you ever been, Oliver?
No. Honestly, I'd barely been out of Kymal before coming here, so it'll be something.
Certainly something. It's much larger than Whiterunn.
I can't. I'll be honest, I have a hard time wrapping my head around that. Whiterunn seems so big.
I would also like to go to Amon.
Well then, after the bandits, come on.
So, you guys now have exchanged all your coin. You have already sold the excess items. Is there anything anyone wants to do before you guys start moving on out? Any shopping, anything like that?
I would like to take a long rest because I need 8 hours to write all these spells down.
I mean, just thinking ahead, there are plenty of ways you can do this. I believe Gekkel said you guys can offer to go as help for a caravan. You guys can just go yourselves. You could walk, you could get horses, you could get there's plenty of different things you could do. So, I'm sure there's still a lot of prep for everyone to do.
Oh yeah, I'd see about maybe the caravan on the way there. Might as well earn some money on the way to our other money.
Out of curiosity, Gekkel, was that typed comment in character spoken, or was that just you?
Well, that was just me, and the failure to spell was me as well.
That's why I responded. I thought it was in character, so don't worry. Then I got nothing. I'm down with whatever.
I wouldn't mind.
Who wouldn't want to hire a decrepit 97-year-old man to guard a caravan?
Well, he comes with the
that's
package.
why you're going to copy some spells over while they go and get the job.
Yeah, like we're bringing the nice tall, hulking dragonborn barbarian here, and the nice armored dragonborn fellow and Elba's
and the small devil.
Technically, I do know the altar
yeah.
self. I know the altar self spell. I can make myself not look so terrible.
That is true too. You could do that, but for now, whatever.
All right, so yes.
Alba's the only one here who can genuinely blend in.
What are you talking about? All I have to do is cast a spell, and I'll blend in just fine.
So, then we'll say, yeah, you'll have your 8 hours to copy your spells over. What does everyone else want to do in the meantime?
I wouldn't mind taking a visit at that magic shop again.
Okay.
Now that I can afford to actually buy something for myself.
If Hrothgar is going to try to stir up caravan business, Oliver will go with him to see how it's done.
There we go.
And Alba would go with Gekkel, just in case he needs extra coin.
I'm pretty good for coin.
She comes anyway.
So, what do you got? All right, we'll do the shopping first. And just as a quick heads up, I'm assuming some of you would have remembered when you were at that magic shop last. She was selling +1 weapons for 200 gold, so you guys are pretty sure you got a pretty good price on that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And oh yes, if you're stopping by the magic shop here, take some platinum here and some gold. 150 worth at least. See about getting a permanent bag of holding.
Okie dokie.
Thank you.
So, you two enter once again into Phalia's Fantastical Emporium. She kind of is looking around, just shifting some things around on the shelves, and here's the door open. Kind of looks up to you all and gets a smile on her face. She goes, "Oh, yeah, welcome back. What are you looking for today?"
I'm just here to peruse some of the items you mentioned previously, but I believe
Right.
Alba here has got some coin to pick up one of those bags of holding.
Yes, I do.
All right. Well, usually they go for 150, but if you're making a larger purchase, I might be able to give you a bit of a deal if you want to wait to see what he's going to buy.
Oh, that would be amazing. Thank you.
Right. So you, big guy, what are you looking for?
I remember you mentioning a belt previously, correct?
Your beard. Yeah.
Yes. Could I get a description again of the item?
Yeah. Well.
It was a belt of dwarven kind, right?
I will just show you it on the. There.
Like out of character, I know exactly what it is.
But yeah, she'll kind of look. Yeah, she'll kind of look and she'll say, "Well, pretty much, it's gonna make you into a big scaled dwarf. You know, it could make you grow a beard, but it could also makes you a bit hardier. You know, if mountain folk they could take a bit of a beating. You'll be able to speak their language. Not gonna get hurt by poison. Yeah, just pretty good. Be able to see in the dark.
That is handy. And how much did you say the price was again?
Well, if you're going to be doing this and the bag of holding, I'd say I'll give you 25 gold off of each. So 50 gold off of the order total, which would come out to, and she kind of pulls out a little abacus and starts going through. And she goes, I could do it for 550 gold for the two.
One minute.
I can give you.
My brain's just had a shut down 1 second.
It's 450 for the belt of dwarven kind and 150 for the bag of holding. She'll take 50 gold off the purchase, so it'll go down to 550.
Yep.
Was there something else last time? Because I remember something being at 200.
There was the bracers of defense was 600. There is the mithril chainmail is 225. I think you're talking about it was 100 gold, the amulet of the drunkard.
Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, then no, I'm
where you could drink a pint and it would heal you.
Yep.
Yeah, like I said, I got mixed up then. Like I said, I just had a brain fart then.
Yeah, no worries.
I've got
and again,
130.
if there are other things that you want to know if they have, just tell me and we'll roll to see if they have them.
And Gekko, I can add 130 to your purchase, and also we don't have to tell Rothgar that the 150 wasn't used in its entirety, so technically you only need 400 for that belt if you want to use it.
Well, I can cover 280 myself.
I've got 130.
If you don't mind.
She's kind of looking at you. She kind of, well, I did tell you I'm always up for trade as well. You have anything fun in any of those bags?
Actually, we do have enough if we add it up together, but let me see what I've got. Now that I've got my goggles of night back, I do have this handy drift globe. She pulls it out of her bag.
He kind of looks at it and goes, oh, that is very nice. Is there something you'd be willing to part with?
Yes.
Well then, we'll take that 550 and cut it down to... You all plan on coming back here, right? Not
Oh,
going to be a one and
definitely.
done business.
Not at all. We've already been back twice, bought so many of your items.
This is true. And how about this? We'll strike a bargain. I'll drop. You give me the drift globe. I'll drop everything down to 400 gold even. But I want to promise.
Yes.
You'll bring me something interesting next time you come back.
Oh, I think we can do that.
And she kind of looks at you and she goes, "You I trust. The big armored fellow. He tried to sell me quite a dangerous magical item. The one that came from a hag. So as long as one of you two find it to be interesting and safe enough for me."
Of course, don't worry. I will also talk to our resident wizard to make sure that it is both safe and interesting.
Right. Well, I believe we've reached a deal then. And she holds her hand out like up over the counter. 400 gold in the drift globe for the belt and the bag.
Here is 150 from Rothgar. Here is the drift globe, and the remaining would be 250. I can definitely spare with some of my gold.
No, if it's just 250, I can cover that straight myself.
Are you sure? I wouldn't mind paying you back for your generosity last time we were here.
I don't always need a lot of things. I can generally just live off the land. That's why I don't mind spending it on other people.
Perfect. That's fine with me then.
Yep.
She hands it all over. She again, once you hand her the gold, she kind of absentmindedly puts it away behind the counter that she's at, and she seems to be like, she obviously already knows what the drift globe is. She's just kind of actually just playing with it a little bit, tossing it hand to hand, just examining it even closer. But yeah, she nods at everyone. She goes, well, I suppose I will be seeing you guys again soon then.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much for your business.
You too as well. Remember, always come back to Phalius. We love having you here.
Thank you.
Thank you for your business.
Okay, so you, I believe you should still be able to see the Belt of Dwarven Kind. Rob, you can edit it if you want to do any of the other stuff with it.
Yeah, I can see it.
All right. So yeah. So your constitution goes up, all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna start editing now.
Yep. So you will have oh god, I forgot what I was gonna say. But yeah, you get it. You're on your way back. The other two were heading out. What are you guys looking for?
Was going
I'm
to see
just
about
following.
caravan job on the way to a nice bridge.
Okay. There are a couple. There are 3 that are going to be leaving within the next 2 days. That are going to be going on that road. One is going to Craghammer, one is going to Iman, and one is going to Kymal. The one that is going to Iman is the one that pays the most. They're offering to pay 50 gold per person that's willing to escort them. The one going to Kymal is the cheapest. It is going to be 20 gold per person, and the one going to Craghammer is 35 gold per person. But looking back on it, you do remember that if you guys are leaving Whiterunn, you would have to bring, if you are able to just to get rid of this bandit, you are going to have to bring it to either Kymal or Whiterunn. Iman is not offering any reward for him.
Yep. Suppose the question is, how much do we plan to travel? I have several options here, but
I'm not. There might be something that I'm missing, but if we have to bring proof from the bandits to Whiterunn or Kymal, a lot can happen between Kymal and Amon. We probably want to stop there first anyway, or come back here.
True. We could make a few detours after, yes. What do you think, Oliver? What should we go big or just stick with the straight shot?
I'd just as soon go to Kymal if we can, but I don't really know a lot about any of this. If there's some reason to go straight to Amon or up to Craghammer, that makes sense too.
Well, no. Well, for now, Kymal sounds good. We'll see about that job. Amon and such can wait. Plus, hey, if we take care of this bandit, might find some more news as well. You never know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oliver will smile in spite of himself. Oh, someone beat me to updating that picture.
So, you guys are able to get the name of the guy who is leading the caravan. Well, actually, no, you don't get the caravan leader. You have the guy who is sending his goods. And it is a dwarf named. Where is this? It is a dwarf named. Oh my god, did I not write it down?
The dwarf
Biffer.
named Dwarf.
Yeah. Nope. It's a bit weird. It's
Boffer.
Gravik. It's Gravik, but it is spelled. He owns a brewery here in the town, or in the city, I should say, and he is actually Oliver. You would recognize the name.
Yeah.
He provides a lot of liquor to the gambling areas and taverns in Kymal.
Oh, well, that just makes it double good.
Yeah.
I recognize the name. Have I ever met him, or just
you've never really been out of Kymal? His brewery is in Whiterunn, so no, you would not have met him.
Making sure.
His last name is Firepike, and it's Firepike Ale and Firepike whiskey. Everything Firepike is him, and you do remember the name. The logo is it looks like it's a pitcher pouring in a flaming liquid into a mug.
Oh, we chose the right one, I say.
And I'll actually say that is what made you remember, was the actual symbol of the fire being poured into a mug. That's what jogged your memory of oh shit, I've seen this before.
Oh, I recognize some of his wares from where I was in Kymal. It's
interesting. Is it fine ale? I don't know if I've had it before.
Is it fine ale?
Well, does Oliver like ale?
Oliver would have had ale. He grew up in a tavern.
But
So-
I mean, it's not like you dislike ale and you like wine or anything. You are fine
No.
with having it. Okay. It is it's dwarven made, so it's very strong. But it. You've had strong ales before, and for
Mhm.
a strong one, this actually does taste pretty good. Like, you've obviously had better tasting that isn't as strong, but for
Mm.
the strength, the taste is very good.
It's a bit stronger than I tend to like, but it's good stuff.
Well, sounds good indeed. We'll make sure it gets where it needs to be going, and perhaps pick up some for later.
Yeah.
Well, we have our job lined up. Perhaps we should.
I mean, you found the job. You have
I
not
was gonna
discussed
say,
it with the guy yet.
We'll have to see about getting this job here. Kymal, delivering some liquor. Let's
They
go talk to
the
this dwarven
brewery.
fellow.
The brewery is up in the northwestern part of the trade ward in like one of these buildings.
Cool. We'll head that way and see about getting a job.
Okay. Yeah. You guys approach and you see it looks like a rather small maybe a house. It doesn't look like the front of a business aside from the fact that it has the symbol emblazoned on the front door. But you also see off to the side that it is attached to what looks like a big warehouse. That has no front door on it or anything like that. So you guys are able to approach. You guys knock? Do you just head in?
Just head right in.
Okay.
Oliver will like knock on his way in, following like behind.
Yeah. Well, I mean, before you even say anything, a rather short, plump, old female dwarf looks up. Oh, can I help you?
Yes, is this the place looking for a job heading to Kymal?
Yes. We've been getting a caravan together. I think it's going to be leaving in actually, honey. And she kind of turns around and do either of you speak Dwarvish?
Nope.
I do not know.
Okay, so you don't understand what is said. It sounds rather like an angry language, but she turns back around. She goes, "Oh yeah, leaving tomorrow morning."
Artemis speaks dwarf.
Very good, very good. I'd say you're well protected. The Gilded Blade will be joining you.
All right. Well, just so we can have payment and everything ready. How many of you are there?
5.
Okay. Are you joking? Have you not heard the rumors about what's going on down the road? 5 of you.
We have. That's part of the reason that we're signing up to do this.
Right. Well, many more than 5 have been not been able to do much to stop all the banditry going on. What makes
Yes,
you think
but
you can?
how many have gone toe to toe with cultists, hags, and many others? And how many have Hrothgar the Iron Dragon amongst themselves?
Y'all have a dragon?
No. You've never heard of... You know what? Never mind. We have quite a few fearsome warriors, magics wielders, a variety of folks. We cover good bases here. This
Go ahead and roll persuasion.
There.
Ooh.
She does not look very convinced, and she goes, "Right, we might have to hire on a few others."
You know what? Perhaps a demonstration.
She kind of just looks at you.
Okay.
Yes, perhaps just some demonstrations of our magical talents. Each of us happens to have some magical talents. anything you need heated at the moment?
She kind of looks at you and she just kind of she can't help but crack a smile. She goes, she looks away from him at you, Oliver. She goes, "Is he fucking joking?"
I don't think so.
What are you gonna do? You're gonna heat someone up to make them get away from your caravan?
Not quite. I'll show you in a moment then. Anywhere where a good deal of flame could spread out.
I'd prefer you don't burn down our shop.
That's what I'm asking. Where is there anywhere where I could show you?
Outside. I don't want to go outside to see fire. She kind of looks and she goes, "Look, we're tired of our goods being stolen or being taxed on our way down south. We want to make sure that everything gets there safely. That's why we're offering to pay."
Yes. Well, just come take a look. I'll give you a demonstration. And I'm going to quickly make a nice turret, a flamethrower one.
That's better.
Yep.
Yeah. She kind of looks and says, get that out of the shop.
I haven't done anything yet. I'm just going to show you. Yes.
Okay. She kind of looks at you and she look. I understand magic. Sometimes it could be tricky. Sometimes it's not. But she kind of looks between you both and she looks at you, Oliver, and she goes, "You look like an innocent one. Can you guys handle it?"
I can genuinely say that I might be sort of new at this, but the other four are very experienced and incredibly impressive. I've never seen anything like it.
You can roll persuasion as well.
So next time we have negotiations.
Fingers crossed.
Barnabas has the charm person spell. I'm going to start using.
All right,
this is a disaster.
No, well, when you say that, she kind of looks. She goes, "Right? Well, all right. So there's going to be a caravan master. There's going to be obviously someone handling the animals and stuff, pulling the goods. You're sure 5 of you are good for security?"
I think so.
5 will do fine.
She kind of looks between you both. All right. Well, then here, and she pulls out a sheet of paper, and it just looking at it quickly, it looks like a contract, and it says you're agreeing to do what is necessary to make sure the goods get there safely. You guys are in charge if anything happens that requires you to protect everything. Other than that, the caravan master is in charge and you need to follow his directions. And that you agree to the amount of 20 gold upon arrival safely in Kymal. If there is stuff stolen or if there is taxes that need to be done, it will be taken out of the pay.
That sounds fair to me.
All right.
It does.
All right. So she hands you she hands you 5 papers, all the same ones, and she goes, "Just have these ready for the caravan master. Tomorrow morning, southwestern gate, and you'll be heading out at hour after sunrise."
Okay.
She kind of looks
southwestern gate, you said?
Aye, yes. Right in between where the farmland is.
All right.
Very good, very good. No, there's no worries. One of our fellows actually lives here. Fantastic wizard. He'll know.
Very good. Well, you, Iron Wrath, you. I trust. Let's see if you could gain it.
Very well, very well.
We won't let you down. Miss, Miss,
Well, her the last name, she's Mrs. Firepike.
Firepike, yeah.
And I don't have a first name yet, so
Okay.
that will.
I've heard good things about you and your husband's liquor so far. Perhaps when this is over, we'll even get get a bit of it.
She just nods and acknowledges.
Very well. I suppose, Oliver, we need to head back and let everyone know we have a job lined up.
Right.
Gertrude.
Gertrude.
Trudy.
So, you guys now have the contracts. You have a time that you're expected to be there.
Yep, need to be
I'll
there in the
say
morning.
through everything you guys have done, it's probably it's probably like maybe an hour to 2 hours past lunchtime right now. So Barnabas, you still probably have about 4 hours left, which I mean, you're just sitting there anyway doing your thing. And it would, if you guys do go back to the tavern, it would probably be Geckel and Alba. You guys would probably get there about an hour before the other two.
Seems fair.
It is once again pretty busy for lunch. It is a lot of people, like there's not many outsiders right now. It's mostly people who work in the area that are just coming in to have a quick lunch before they go back to work. But yeah, it's kind of filled up. There is a rather not the most talented bard playing music at the time. But I mean, everyone seems to be relaxing, enjoying their meals.
Hopefully Oliver gets here soon.
Yeah, Gecko will just say loud enough so the bard can hear. Yes, our compatriot seems more competent than our current entertainer.
That is saying something.
Yeah, he's playing pretty poorly. And as you say that, he kind of plays a little bit worse.
I mean, to be fair, I could probably roll and do better than him.
Mm-hmm. More than likely, yep. But yeah, he doesn't let it affect him. He tries to keep on going. After a bit of time, everyone meets back up. And you guys are free to discuss whatever you need.
Here you go, Rothgar, and she tosses him bag.
Why, thank you, Alba. And for all of you, we have a job lined up.
Interesting.
Shall hand out some contracts.
Perfect.
We have to leave first thing tomorrow for Kymal, but it's another 20 golds ahead.
Nice.
Well, it's much better than nothing.
Hey, as far as I'm concerned, it's extra. We're mainly going to deal with the bandits anyway.
They did seem pretty concerned about whether or not we could handle that with the bandits and everything.
Concerned about our group's numbers, which should have been 6. But, yes.
Well, we will have to make do with how many we have. Oh.
We'll show them. We've dealt with some crazy cultists. We've dealt with a mad hag. I'm sure bandits will be no trouble at all.
Well, before we get to bandits, we need to hopefully watch all of us defeat his rival on stage.
Oh yes, we did talk you up, Oliver. Good luck.
What? Okay.
Seems you're going to be playing, my boy.
Well, let's see if he has improved at all over the next hour or so.
So
he's doing pretty good now, Oliver. You have a hard act.
Oh shit!
Ooh.
You're welcome.
So Oliver is going to work his way over to the stage. Wait.
And it takes maybe about like 2 or so minutes before the song that he's playing is coming to an end. And he kind of just looks down at you. He's playing the lute right now. And he kind of just looks down at you and goes, yes?
Would you mind terribly if I joined you?
He kind of looks up at everyone else, like where the original comment came from. Are you guys like watching Oliver?
Oh yeah, I'm grinning and
Okay.
watching.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. He
Also,
kind of
on his way up, I'm going to just touch Oliver's loot if I can.
Oh God.
Yep, you now have some nice background music tempo, just a nice lull coming from your loot.
and this guy goes, "Oh, your friends were the ones that were all right. I need a bit of a break anyway. Get a drink, get some food. Here, take the stage." And he just moves out of the way.
Okay.
And as he's getting off, everyone, listen here. Have a new face coming up here. He's going to take over for the next bit of time while I replenish myself with some drink and food. Here, yes, I've heard great things about him. He's going to be very talented, trust me. And he kind of gets down, just grinning at you.
Alba just cheers.
Deep breath. I'm going to, before I go up, cast Enhance Ability.
Okay.
Eagle Splendor on myself.
Okay.
As the other bard is walking away and being kind of a snarky little dickhead, I'm going to cast Prestidigitation and make him smell bad as he's walking back to the bar.
As he gets off, he has a big shit-eating grin on his face. He's walking away, and all of a sudden, everyone kind of sees him. He starts shifting his head back and forth, and you could hear and everyone just is kind of as he's walking by, just kind of taken aback, shifting their bodies away from him, and you just hear people start whispering, and you see some pointing at him and laughing.
Nice.
The episode where we all turn into dickheads.
Well, to be fair, that one was pretty warranted.
All right, so I don't think I have any more tricks up my sleeve.
Well, I will say, actually, never mind. You're already going to have
advantage
anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what? For the extra background music that Rothgar did, we'll give you whatever you roll a +4.
+4. Okay. In that case,
You can do it.
You guys told me I had to do music, so that's what I'm gonna do. And performance.
Ooh.
32.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. You go up, and it sounds like there are 3 other instruments besides whatever you're playing that are.
Oh, I can make it more. I will totally use minor illusion to make another instrumental piece as well.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's like having an actual band on the stage at this time when it's just you standing up there alone, and everyone is kind of that has gone back to talking amongst themselves after the smelly bard walked by, and everyone over the first 10 to 15 seconds that you're playing, everyone kind of just puts their food and drinks down, and everyone just turns and is watching in awe. And you might not look off, but if anyone else looks at the bard, he looks pissed.
I'm also going to see about sliding an open bag in front of him. Just.
In addition to that, since I've got it up and going, I'm going to use Enthralling Performance.
Okay.
So 5 people who listen for at least a minute get to make wisdom saves against my spell save. And if they fail, they are charmed by me for an hour.
Okay. Well, I'm assuming you don't want to do that to any of your party.
Correct.
There is the other bard. There are the...
You know what? I will absolutely pick the other bard if he pays attention for long enough.
Yeah, no, he is definitely paying attention. I mean, would you want to do either the innkeepers or no?
No, I want to use this to help them out. So patrons liking the bard is more important than them liking the bard.
All right, so then we'll say you get the bard and 4 other random ones. What is your save?
My save is a 15.
And it's a wisdom
save.
Okay, this is for the bard. He is charmed. And as far as just commoners go, okay, 1 succeeds, 2 succeed, 3 succeed, and 1 fails. So there were 3 succeeds and 1 fail.
The succeeds don't know that I tried to charm
Okay.
them. The fails are charmed by me for an hour,
Okay.
at least, during which time they, and I quote, idolize me, speak glowingly of me to anyone who talks to them, and hinder anyone who opposes me.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah. So you play for a bit. There are people constantly coming up, dropping coins in the bag. And as you're coming to a close, the other bard comes up and he goes, I am so sorry. It was beautiful.
When he
Where did you train?
I mean, I learned from some of the best. Come up, come up and play. You were doing wonderfully before too.
I don't know if I would be
Please,
in the
come
same
on.
league.
Come on, and I will give him a bardic
right.
inspiration.
Okay. All right. He goes on up with you. And he will start playing.
He gets an extra D6.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to help there, bud.
He's
No,
got
it's
it.
not.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
buddy.
like he's trying to keep up with the music you're playing, but he is doing terribly. Like he keeps falling off beat. There are a few times he's off pitch, and it is not the best performance. But,
Given that I got like a 30-something, can I instead turn that into me riffing on what he's doing to make it like sound halfway decent?
Sure, absolutely. I mean, you rolled a 32. You can do whatever the hell you want up there right now. But yeah, so you're able to like, play in a way that instead of outshining him, kind of brings up his performance as well.
Mhm.
And everyone seems to be enjoying it. More and more coin coming up, and the people seem to be in pretty good moods. So a few more order extra drinks, and yeah, it seems to be going very, very nicely.
Wonderful.
And then as you guys start coming to a close, the bard stands up and he looks at you and goes, "Sir, your name, I must have heard of you before."
Oh, that's right. I forgot. I have another thing for this that happens. Thank you for reminding me indirectly,
Sure.
because I also have. Where is it? Anyone who heard the performance likes me if they don't know me.
Yeah, well, yep, they do like you now. But yeah, he kind of just, who are you? I'm sure that you must be very, very famous around here.
Oh no, my name's Oliver. I'm sorry, I didn't introduce. I'm sorry. I'm from Kymal originally. I just came here recently.
You must be very, very popular there. Then just expanding your audience. I see.
My mother is there, not so much me, but I appreciate the praise. It was wonderful to get to be able to play with you. It's been a long time since I've been able to really relax and play.
Yes, well, you should do it more often. You are very, very talented, I must say.
I appreciate it.
He stands up and he kind of motions over to you with a hand. He goes, "Everyone, one more time for Oliver!" And everyone starts cheering. Probably a bit embarrassing for Oliver to have so many eyes on him, but I mean, it is in a good way. So
surprisingly less so than with most things.
Yeah, but yeah, everyone is cheering. As you do stand back up and everything, and you look down, there's probably about like between silver and stuff like that, about 12 gold pieces in your bag.
Okay.
And the Allison comes up. She goes, "Why haven't you played more often? That was amazing."
I was a little nervous about it. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. It was a blessing to hear it.
Here, and I'm gonna rummage through. If it's roughly 12 gold pieces, I'm going to give her roughly 2 gold pieces.
She goes, "Oh no! You've earned this."
No, it's all right, really. You've been giving us room and food, and I feel really guilty about it, and just
You have saved our livelihood. You got rid of the things that were stealing our livestock.
just please for me, just keep it. I promise. Like it's not any
She
problem.
kind of looks around. She goes, "All right, 2 gold. How about this? We'll say that you'll buy a round of drinks for you and your friends."
All
So she goes over and just drops the coin on the table in front of her husband, and she comes back over to you guys with it's just a bottle of wine, and that she puts on the table in front of you with glasses all in front of everyone as well.
Thank you. That was quite the performance there.
As
Wonderful
Oliver
indeed.
comes over, sorting through coins, he's going to start also handing them out to the party members, so everyone gets roughly 2.
Oh,
Say it's 2
Cool.
at this point. We'll say you gave her the leftovers, and everyone else had
Yep.
10 to split.
Yep.
this is clearly your
Yeah.
performance.
Why, thank you, Oliver.
I mean, you guys talked me up. It helps.
Oh yes, oh yes. Oh, I suppose. Can I get my bag back there, Oliver?
Yes.
Why, thank you.
Just say, I'll let Oliver keep the 2
Uh,
from Geckle. He's not going to take his gold.
Barnabas is totally taking the gold.
That's
Save here.
1/20th of another spell.
Exactly.
Yes.
Amber- Go ahead.
I was gonna say, if you excuse me, I will take the gold, but I think our other fine musician has earned at least a drink.
That's a really good point. I didn't even. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, absolutely. Hold on.
Don't
And-
worry.
Since Geckle has pushed his gold back at me, I'm just gonna take that and go give it to the other musician.
I'm also gonna go that way with some of the wine there. And
Well, he has continued playing by himself,
Mhm.
but as you come up and drop
It
it,
will-
he does have a pouch in front for himself as well, and he gives you a nod thanking you. And Rothgar, he does whisper over to you, I appreciate it. Could you leave it on stage right there? I'll grab it after I'm done.
of course, I'm gonna head up toward the back.
Okay.
Just let's say,
And I'm gonna see if I can take that 2 gold.
Okay. You are a huge armored.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll sleight of hand with disadvantage because you are
Yep.
massive.
Yep. And yep. While going on, it's just you've done a fine job. And you know what? For you as well. I'm gonna touch his instrument as well and do the background music.
Okay.
And just. Yep. Then meander my way. And see if we can do this. I can do this.
Wow.
Wow.
All right. Just for him watching, I'm gonna say, you know what? You rolled a 21 at disadvantage. You get it. That is yours. You get it
Cool.
full out. No problem.
It's like no, he's not getting that gold. He was kind of an ass.
just let's say, while Oliver and Rothgar are dealing with the bard again, I'll just lean it over to Alba. It seems our young bard is getting a bit more confident in himself.
Yeah, seems like it. Gonna attempt to slip him his gold back, and maybe a little bit extra for fun.
Okay. You will roll a sleight of hand check as well.
Can I do? Can she do an advantage with me distracting him?
Sure. Yeah. So he's
Perception?
yeah. Go ahead. You beat an 18. But yeah, he is on his way back. How are you distracting him?
You seem to be doing very well recently. So, can you show me how to do some of that? I'm not fantastic with the instruments.
Real quick, Rob, just so you know, you might need to restart your roboting a little bit.
Yep, it's being an ass.
Freaking crazy European internet.
Yeah, crazy European internet at 2 a.m. How dare
True.
it?
True.
I mean, I can absolutely try. I'm not much of a teacher, but I can. Yeah, of course. Yeah. And I am deeply amused by the fact that Oliver's just trying to hand out all this money, and everyone has either like swindled it away to different places or put it back on him, and he hasn't noticed any of it.
There's Barnabas who was like, nope, mine.
Yeah, in his pocket. Forget it.
Yeah, Barnabas just straight up takes it. I take extra.
I know. He's like wondering why everybody's not giving it. It's like, you want to give it all away, just give it to Barnabas. He'll take it.
Mm-hmm. So,
And Alba slips him 8 gold.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
all right. So, it is probably about midday now. Is there anything else anyone would want to do before it gets to be night? You go to bed and you get to traveling tomorrow. Any sort of preparations? I know you guys already have rations and stuff like that, but is there any sort of stuff you want to buy for travel, for a possible bandit encounter, or anything?
Nope, from Alba, and I will be right back.
Actually, you know what? We've been going for 2 hours, so everyone take 5 real quick. I'm gonna go fill up water real quick.
Sounds good.
All right, I'll be back in a few, guys.
I'm back.
Our problem is now I have more spells, but I can only prepare 7 of them because I'm level 4. So,
Well, just give it a few levels.
yeah. Because I got a few. I was like, when I was looking at these to get, I was like, okay, I wanted to get at least one ritual spell so that I can. So I got alarm. So that should be helpful for camping. It's ritual, so I don't have to use the spell slot.
I mean, it's better than nothing.
And I got Scorching Ray, so that's a decent level 2 spell, so I should do some damage. And I have a few like I had Expeditious Retreat and Blur and some other, things to help me if I get in trouble, but I can't have them all prepared, so I just kept Misty Step and dropped the rest.
If all else fails, just run away.
That's the plan. But, I mean, hopefully I won't be too close to combat to begin with.
Well, that's the plan. Yeah, so I assume Barnabas is going to be spending the next couple of hours just scribing away.
Yep.
Yes, it was fantastic. No, it was perfect.
I agree.
Yes, you do agree, don't you?
I agree, 100%.
I don't know if Tara did the math on that or not, but it meant I got to keep all the gold.
Well, don't complain.
Yep, she basically returned your gold. Meanwhile, I took 4 gold.
8 gold was actually just exactly what I needed to bring it down to a proper even number. So
Oh, it feels good to finally pass one of those.
I feel glad that after we kind of hyped you up, you succeeded.
Yes.
Would have felt quite silly if after hyping you up you rolled a natural 1.
Yeah. I figured with advantage, double nat ones was probably out of the question, but
Yep. Yep. Well, just a little magic boost, you know.
mm-hmm.
By the way, your harp, your lute is still softly playing music.
That's right, because it stays for a while. How many of those do you have up at a time?
I can have 3 up at a time,
So one's on the mace, one's on my lute.
and one's on their lute. If I do that one more time,
Mm-hmm.
the mace will no longer be.
Yes, that is my concern.
At least wait till we leave the city.
Alright, I am back. Everyone good?
yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright.
Roger.
So, did anyone have anything else they wanted to do before it just is the end of the night?
Yes, actually.
Okay.
If you guys need any talking done, now's the time to do it, because I still have Eagle Splendor.
Um,
Well, I was going to see about perhaps making some things. Need to get some supplies for it, though. Would you like to come along?
Sure.
Very good.
If you're just looking for tinkering materials,
Yep.
so just like actual tinkering, not anything magical, right?
Oh, no. Just, I wish to try and make some modifications to my armor.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll say then toss 5 gold in and you will have stuff to work with.
Cool.
Geckel, you were saying?
yeah, so if Oliver wasn't busy, I was going to offer for myself, and Alba to do some training so Oliver gets a bit more use with his shield.
Oh my goodness.
Not obviously taking huge swings, but just getting him used to different angles of attack from, say, a great sword, axes, or a short sword.
If you offer that before Oliver leaves with Rothgar, he would absolutely do that instead.
Oliver, would you be interested in some training?
I mean, if you're willing to, yeah, of course.
It'll be primarily me just showing you different angles of attack so you can try and defend yourself better, if that's okay.
I mean, I can kind of use all the help I can get there. So sure.
Alba, would you also like to participate?
Yeah, why not?
Well, make sure not to hit you too hard, Oliver.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, so maybe next hour or two, depending on how long people want to go for. Gekko will be trying to like show different angles of attack with weapons, so Oliver has a better idea of how to obviously block with his new shield.
Okay.
And same with Alba and her swords.
Okay. Then I'll say Alba and Gekko both roll a d20. Okay. All right. And now you as well, Oliver.
Just a straight D20.
Just a straight d20. This is more kind of like a luck thing than anything else. All right. You do pretty good against Gekko. He has done this before, like, you know, training. Like, he's fought people. He's sparred with people many a times in his past life. What he's done while traveling. Alba's more skilled at actual fighting rather than mock fighting. So you get a couple of nicks here and there from missing when Alba swings once in a while. So you're not going to take any damage, but I'm going to say you get a scar across the outside of your right forearm from one time where her blade just slipped past your shield a little bit.
Whoopsie, sorry about that.
It's all right. Let's keep going. I think I can keep going.
Well, that's why we practice, so things like this don't happen.
Yeah, right. I mean, everything else, you feel like, you know, I mean, you've never really used a shield before, so I mean,
I've had a shield,
but have you used it a lot in combat?
No, that is true.
Exactly, especially like face to face close combat. So I mean, it's one of the first times you've actually like properly trained with a shield. So I mean, you feel like you've learned a pretty decent amount. You know,
I mean, I would say more than likely Gekko and Alba is probably going at like half to quarter speed.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why I was gonna, depending on what you guys rolled, I was gonna either give him advantage or disadvantage. But since you guys both rolled pretty low, I was just like, he could roll straight, and he still got shanked by one of you anyway. But yeah, so I mean, you're getting a good baseline of knowledge for it.
Yay!
I'm assuming you guys probably went outside to do this.
Yeah,
I would assume so.
Yeah. All right. So, so Rothgar, as you are coming back after you purchase the stuff, you see them pretty much outside practicing. Barnabas, no interest in hand-to-hand combat practice.
No.
Staying inside doing your scribing.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Rothgar, you would see those three outside as you come back, maybe a little bit off to the side, just so they're not in the middle of the road. But yeah, it appears that they're sparring.
Bit of sparring, I see. Very good, very good. And I'm going to quickly make my shield turret and give Oliver some extra HP.
Yay!
You'll do fine, boy. You'll do fine. Knock him dead. Knock him dead.
And are you going to go in and work on that thing that you messaged me?
Yes, I am.
All right. Roll a.
Oliver, you've got
An extra 8.
11.
11. Nice.
Yes,
Right.
I add my intelligence modifier. Okay, but for my work, what do I need to roll?
Do you have it where you could roll your tinkering and choose which skill you use with it?
I do not know how to do that. No.
Okay, well then in that case, roll an intelligence check and you'll just add your proficiency to it for your proficiency with your tools.
Oh, okay, I got you.
So you'll add your proficiency and yeah. So a 7 plus 3 plus what's your proficiency modifier?
7 plus 3, so plus 2 for the proficiency modifier. So
Okay, so 12. I'll say that you have the idea right, but it might take you one more night's work before it's properly ready to be used. Like you have like the idea there. You just need a little bit more work on it before it's gonna be done.
Very good, very good.
You're not going to need any more materials or anything. It's just going to be more work, either the following morning or, I mean, you're going to be traveling and sleeping outside, so you'll have plenty of time to do it. So,
sounds good.
After you all finish that, you come in. I'll say by dinner time, Barnabas, you would be done with your transferring over spells into your spell book.
Okay.
Rothgar, you're going to be working pretty much until you go to sleep to get to where you are.
Oh yeah, I'm straight up going up into the room and quickly setting up my alarm first, and then working on this.
All right. Yeah. So everyone is back inside. With Barnabas, Rothgar is upstairs. Do you guys have anything you want to do, or is it going to just be eating, drinking, go to bed?
Eating, drinking, maybe a wash, then go to bed.
Yep.
Yeah.
And real quick, actually, Barnabas, since you've been in here pretty much all day, go ahead and roll a perception check. Okay. All right. You do hear a bit more news about this bandit problem to the south. You don't hear anything along the names of Bloodhorn or anything like that, but you do hear that there has been the first not deaths, but someone was badly injured when they tried to refuse payment and such. So they have begun to get more violent than they had in the past. So it is something that you've picked up over the rest of the day. You guys are free to eat, drink, bathe, go to bed, whatever you guys want. Did anyone else have anything to do before bed?
I would tell everybody that what I heard, but
I mean, it kind of just falls in line with what Gekkel had already said.
Yeah, the advancement of violence.
Mm-hmm.
But
So-
no, nothing from me.
All right. So then, yeah. Everyone eventually heads up to bed. You all wake up the next morning. It is already, the sun's already starting to come up as most of you are waking up and getting downstairs. So you guys assume you have about an hour before you're supposed to meet up with the people. There is no food waiting for you on the table to eat, but there is what appears to be something wrapped up in a package that does smell very good. It smells like she did pack you some food to have for your first night out.
That smells amazing, Allison.
Bless you, madam. Bless you.
now I'm
Right,
hungry in real life.
And
I wasn't hungry. You mentioned food, and it's like,
and there is also a one bottle of wine and one bottle of, there's no label on it, and it looks like a dark liquor. And she puts it on the table and she goes, a bit of a new mixture that we're trying here. So just let us know how it is next time we see you. Yeah.
Of course.
But of course, yes. We'll gladly give it a taste.
Well, I again thank you for everything you've done, and I'll be praying that you make it back here safely to see us again one day.
Of course, this is definitely not the last time you'll see of us. And there might be a fellow who might drop some news here. It'll be a while, but if for some reason he makes it here before we do, treat him well. dwarven fellow.
She kind of nods. She goes, yes, a dwarvish man did come in yesterday, saying that he knew you. Didn't stay last night, but he did say that he would be back within a couple of days to get his thing straightened out.
Very good, very good.
Right. Well, yeah. So go, do what you have to, be safe, and well, we hope to be seeing you again in the future.
Thank you. See you later.
She nods and, as every other time, heads back to the bar and helps start setting everything up for the day to come.
Well then, shall we be on our way to meet our caravan?
I think so. They said they were leaving early, right?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, we're catching up with the caravan.
So you head off, and as you're going and you reach the gate, you see what appears to be actually a couple of caravans that look to be packed up, ready to head out of the same gate. One has a halfling man and woman standing by it, just kind of talking back and forth with each other. And the other one has a very large looking half orc and another somewhat large human who appears to be dressed in some sort of leather armor. The half orc has on no armor or anything like that, just regular plain common clothes. You were never told who.
Yeah.
You were just told that there would be a caravan master and someone for the animals, but other than that, you're not exactly sure what to do.
Oliver is going to go over to the pair of halflings and ask them who here is the caravan master.
As you're approaching, they both look up to you, and he goes, I'll be in charge of this one, sir. The name is Teeter. This here is my wife, Cecilra. He goes, which lot are you? Are you the ones working for the fire pikes?
Yes. We're the Gilded Blade.
Hi. Oh, well, very good to meet you. Okay. They did say that there was only going to be 5 of you, but they did promise that you were very skilled. So, well, we could travel a bit quicker, less people to move, less time spent. So, does everyone have everything that they need?
I think so.
I believe we are set if you are.
All right. Well, as you can see, there's not going to be a bunch of room, but one of you is more than welcome to sit on the back of the carriage, whoever wants to keep a lookout in the back. But other than that, without your own horses or anything, you're going to be walking.
Barnabas gets up on the cart.
Fair enough.
Well, shall we proceed then?
Yeah.
And as you're there,
old,
God.
Aside from being old, Barnabas also has very high perception, so if he's gonna be a lookout, it works.
Good. All right. So, at Barnabas, as you do climb up, and you could see inside, it is a covered wagon. But it looks just like a bunch of kegs and a couple of crates that, like, you could hear from the bit of movement so far that they're shaking like there's glass in them. So you're assuming just liquor bottles, kegs of ale, that kind of stuff. But there is a lot of it. Okay. The guy, Teeter, looks up and he goes, all right, well, just need the contracts.
Right, of course.
Handing the contracts over.
We each have our own contract.
Mm-hmm.
He takes them all from you, just make sure they're all signed, and he actually calls over to the human and half orc, and he hands up the contracts to them, and he looks talking to the half orc. He goes, "All right, make sure your boss gets those. Put them filed away." And the orc just kind of grunts at him, nods, and they walk off towards in the direction of the brewery. They look around. He goes, "Right, well, we're ready to go when you are." And he and his wife, they kind of climb one of the wagon wheels like it's a ladder to get on top of it, and then scoot onto the front seat together. And they look at you all and they say, "Right, keep up," and start moving the horses forward. Get to the gate, do a bit of paperwork. This is what's leaving. They allow you out, and the gate closes behind you, and you guys are currently on the road leaving Whiterunn, heading down to the south now.
On the road again.
Oliver is going to look at Barnabas and just be like, do you think they mind if I put my pack up with you too? I just don't want to slow them down.
Well, I can't see too much of a problem. I don't take up much room.
All right. So Oliver will keep like combat necessary equipment, but like backpack, torches, all that stuff is going on the cart with Barnabas.
So, I'm going to say with the caravan and everything, you guys are going to be traveling about 30 miles a day. So, we're going to have 1 day, 2 days. So maybe about a quarter of the way through on the second day is when you'll be getting to the bridge. So, beforehand, is there anything anyone wants to do as you're traveling?
Well, I'm going to roll 2 D100s very quickly.
Oh, he's seeing if he's gonna grow
Gets a
beard.
beard.
The first day, you have a beard.
Oh no.
And Rothgar,
Yep, I was gonna say.
go ahead and roll another intelligence check. It's going to be a lower DC. Oh yeah, yep. You
Bam.
now have it perched perfectly. You test it, and it does work wonders.
So since we
Very
can
good.
see Rothgar marching with us, can we see what you've been working on?
Yes, you'll notice that my left shoulder seems to have a little platform now.
Awesome.
It seems to be just about the size as my cannon.
Nice.
I am the predator.
Yeah, so apart from those, like, beard rolls, I'd probably be still offering Oliver training at night.
Okay.
And Elba would join that as well.
Let's see.
Remember, it's best to move their attack instead of taking it full on.
Okay, yeah, Oliver will do it both nights. Right.
So, I'll say the first night, you're still close enough to I'll say you're still far enough away from the area that you've heard that I'm not going to make you guys do any sort of checking for watches. As the second day is near the end of the second day, like as your guys are starting to slow down, picking out an area to camp, you guys see what appear to be just 2 horses with a humanoid figure on each of their backs, running full speed towards you all. Not like towards you, but up the road in the direction that you're coming from.
Perhaps we should pull to the side for a moment.
Or try to ask them to stop.
The guy nods and just his wife moves off over to the side where you guys are gonna camp for the night, and they are coming very, very fast, like pretty much full speed a horse can run. you guys probably have about 10 or so seconds before they reach you and pass. Is there anything anyone wants to do?
I'll try to wave one down.
I'm just going to draw my wand.
By wave one down, you mean you're pretty much standing off to the side just waving? Like trying to get them to stop?
Yeah.
Yeah, they keep going right past you and they just say, like, you hear a shout as they're passing by. Don't go that way. They're dead. Everyone. And trailing off.
It seems we've escalated further.
Seems like.
So, this night, just because of what you saw, you're not sure how far they were running. I will say everyone can do the watches if they want.
Yeah, I don't mind.
The two halflings, they figure it is your guys' job, so they have their tent set up and they are ready to go to sleep. They're good for the night. Who wants to do watches? We do 3 different watches each night, so.
Barnabas will go first.
Okay.
Oliver will offer to do one of the ones in the middle of the. Actually, Oliver will offer to do the last watch.
I can join you with that one again, Oliver.
Yeah, and I can do them.
All right.
So, then I guess Rothgar and Barnabas are first. Go ahead and do perception checks. Pretty quiet. Very different than the last time you guys were all out camping. You're not in the middle of a forest, so there's not a lot of animal or anything like that sounds. You do notice maybe about half a mile behind you, it appears that there's another group that is traveling that has a bit of a fire back there. But you don't see anything moving or anything like that. It looks like they just have also set up for camp for the night. And that's about it for your guys' watch.
Let's see if I miss anything.
All right. Like an hour into your watch, Geckel, you hear footsteps coming from the direction that you guys are traveling in, moving up towards the up the road in your direction. It's definitely not a horse. It sounds like a 2-legged humanoid walking. Boots on sand, on dirt, and not in any sort of a rush, kind of slowly just walking.
I'll just take note of it, and unless they come towards us, I'll just watch them.
A few minutes pass, and the steps grow louder. They seem to not pay you any attention. But as they're walking by, you can see someone in the dark now, right? You do have dark vision?
I had it beforehand.
Oh, okay. But okay, so you still have dark vision. So, they look hurt. Very dirty, blood in some spots. You can't see any visible injuries, but they're kind of just walking rather slowly. Don't really even look over in your direction. They just are steadily, slowly walking to the northeast, following the road.
Are you okay?
And you hear muttering, mumbling, but they don't say anything. Like they don't say anything that you can understand, and they don't even look. They don't stop walking. They just keep walking.
Oh, that's not going to be good. But I'll just continue the watch.
Okay. As you are getting ready to wake the other two up, Would you have, all right? How would you have continued to watch? Would you have just continued to watch as normal? Would you have been focusing on this person? What would you have done?
Not specifically focus on that person, but I would have been a bit more attentive considering these people walking up the road.
All right. So I mean, you can still see pretty far down the road. And as like maybe a little bit before you're gonna go to wake the next two up, you do notice that the person just collapses and is now laying in the middle of the road, maybe about 300 feet further up the road.
I'll wake Albert and Oliver up, tell them it's their watch, and I'll run out and pick him up.
Okay. All right. As you get there, it is actually a woman. You kind of just looking over her real quick. Do a medicine check.
Boy.
Well, just from feeling around, looking, none of the blood feels damp, so you don't think it's fresh. You can't find any wounds, so you're not exactly sure if it is even this woman's blood. But she is collapsed, unconscious, and just as you pick her up, just limp in your arms. Still breathing, still has a heartbeat and stuff like that, but is completely unconscious.
Yeah, and I'll take it back to the camp.
Okay. So, Alba and Oliver, you both see him coming back with a somewhat limp, lifeless body in his arms.
What happened?
Is she dead?
No, as far as I can tell, she still has a pulse. I saw her walk past during my watch. She was partially incoherent, but I just watched her collapse, so I thought I would pick her up and bring her back.
And as he's talking, you can see, like, as you guys look, you can see her chest is, like, moving with taking breaths in and out. So you do both concur. She is breathing. So you do believe she's still alive.
Oliver, does she need healing?
I would also like to check and see if, like, what her condition is before I.
All right, then go ahead. You could do a medicine check as well.
Yeah, I'll lay her down next to the fire.
Not much better.
Well, I mean, it's a bit hard in the middle of the night, especially after you just woke up. So, but you are looking again. You also do not find any wounds. You do see some bruising, but nothing that like would be like, okay, well, this is where the blood came from. So it looks like she's just like the best you could tell. Maybe a little bit bruised, but other than that, you think most of the damage is coming from. She looks rather malnourished, and her skin, her lips, her hair, everything is extremely dry. You're assuming she's somewhat dehydrated.
I think she just needs some water and some rest. It doesn't look like there are any real injuries that I could fix. Hold on, and Oliver will go find his pack wherever it ended up, go rummaging through it, and produce a water skin to bring back over.
All right.
Carefully try to not drown her and see if you can get her to just drink a little bit.
As you start pouring it in her mouth, it's kind of like pooling up a little bit, and then all of a sudden you just she kind of like starts sitting up a little bit, and you hear a bit of like not choking, but like it like she's spitting up a little bit of water, and she kind of just spits up and she kind of looks around and, who are you?
It's okay. We're friends. We saw you passing on the road, or Gecko did. Are you okay?
She kind of looks around. She goes, I don't know how long I've been walking. It's been days.
Where are you coming from?
My family was traveling from Iman. We were gonna go to Whitestone, but at the bridge there was a group waiting. uh, my father refused to pay, so they killed him. They killed my family. Um,
Oh.
they they thought they thought that their leader would like me, would enjoy me, and
Oliver's just gonna give her a hug. Be like,
and she kind of like recoils at it a little bit, but like calms down, and she goes, he was I was a slave for a couple of days, and then he must have grown tired of me, and he he had one of them take me away, and they left me out in the middle of nowhere to die. But I found my way to the road, and I've just been walking.
here, have some more water. We have rations, right? Right?
Yep, we have rations.
I know I have some in my pack. If someone wants to grab them, are you hurt? Are you like? Do you have any injuries, anything like that, or just?
Well, no, he wasn't very. He didn't really harm me. It was more of just he had me uh, doing just chores. It was kind of like I was a mixture between a maid and a jester. I was there for his amusement.
All right. Well, you're welcome to stay here at least for tonight, right?
Yep, that's fine with us.
Um, you should just rest for a bit. Um, we can't keep going with you, but in the morning we can give you some supplies, and you're only a couple days out from Whiterunn.
She nods. She goes, I appreciate it. Just you should not continue down this road.
Do you know
Oh, there's
where their camp is?
I didn't. I wasn't able to really track where I was going, where I was brought from, but it was on this side of the river, uh, and at the at it was some sort of old ruins, or some maybe an old abandoned watchtower or something like that, and he was there by himself. His it seems like most of his followers were the ones at the bridge, and only every so often they would bring him a person or bring him the supplies or gold that they have been taking from others.
Hey, do you know how many followers there are?
On the bridge, there were at least 20 of them, 10 on each end of the bridge. But he was at their camp by himself, just with two large wolves.
Well, for now we should focus on getting some rest.
Here, I was going to be up for a watch anyway. You can use my bedroll and tent and such.
She nods. And as she stands up with like she finishes a drink and stuff, and as she stands up, she kind of looks up at you, Geckel, and she goes, you should go back. He was almost twice your size.
Mm.
I appreciate the warning, but sometimes you do have to risk.
She kind of just shakes her head like, I'm trying to warn them, kinda, and she just I've never seen a creature like that before.
Well, hopefully you never will again.
Well, I do appreciate this. I'm 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 gonna try to take you up on your offer and get a bit of rest.
Please do.
And she stands up. I'm assuming you point out which tent is yours. She
Mhm.
heads on over, and she closes it behind her, and she is now trying to sleep.
As I'm about to head off to sleep, try not to get too worked up tonight. We're going to be busy tomorrow.
Seems
Right.
like.
Good night.
You guys can go ahead and roll perception checks for your watch.
I'm fine just giving Oliver advantage if he wants.
Yeah, Oliver can roll with advantage.
Okay. Let's see. Perception.
Pretty quiet for the rest of the night. You also do notice that the group behind you appears to be their fire still going. They seem to have kept it burning through the night. Kind of very similar situation to what you guys are in. And before too long passes, it is morning. The sun's starting to come up again. The first two awake are the two halflings. They kind of come over to the fire, yawning, stretching. How was everything last night? Quiet, I hope.
Well, mostly, but well,
they, as you're saying this, they kind of look around. They go, "Is everything okay?" And the husband immediately starts running towards the carriage with everything inside of it.
No, everything's okay. It's just there was someone coming by on the road and they collapsed. They're still here getting some rest before they continue on.
So nothing was stolen.
No.
All right. Well, you sure this person wasn't a thief? And he hops up onto the cart and starts looking through everything.
I mean, she seemed exhausted. She'd been through a rough ordeal.
And we were keeping watch, so don't worry.
The wife kind of just looks at you all and says, "He's a bit he gets a bit too invested in his jobs. Just give him a moment." And you hear him tearing through everything inside, and he jumped in the back, and eventually he comes crawling up to the front and pokes his head out through like a little flap, and right, not a thief at all. He squeezes back through the little flap and comes back down, and everyone's starting to wake up, especially after him yelling "not a thief." And everyone wakes up and is there, and maybe about 10 or so minutes after everyone else wakes up, the Oliver, your tent opens up and you see her head poke out. Still looking pretty worn, pretty tired, pretty thirsty and hungry, but pokes out and just looks around. And Gekkel, her eyes set on you, and she kind of just mouths like, "Is it safe to come out?"
Gekkel will just nod.
She comes out, and just looks at everyone and just nods and says, I thank you all very much. I don't even remember what happened last night. I just know that and she looks over at Gekko and she says, he saved me, I believe.
Yes. No issue. Just brought you back to the camp.
You should eat before we break camp. I've been Oliver, since we've been on last watch, would have been probably trying to at least prep some of the rations and stuff for people once they got up.
Fair enough.
I also have some rations, so that'll be good too.
Go ahead.
Can I take Albert and the halflings to one side?
Sure.
So, from what she was saying last night, there seems to be 20 of them at the bridge, and they have escalated to killing. And considering we have a caravan behind us as well, is it possible for you to reach out and ask for their assistance with dealing with them?
He kind of looks at you, has a bit of a smile on his face, and he goes, all due respect, friend, pretty sure that's why we hired you.
I'm asking you to talk to their caravan master if they can put their guards with ours, with us.
Hey, so we'll be splitting the payment with them too then, yeah?
Well, if you wish to cross the bridge with and possibly die, no one gets paid.
He kind of looks at, whoa, die? We were told that you could handle what was coming ahead.
Yes, but wouldn't you rather be more certain?
Well, I'd rather not have to give any bit of my money to someone else who we didn't hire.
Well, the choice is yours, but I would recommend trying to speak to them.
He nods. All right, well, I'll go have a bit of a chat.
You can convince them it's more teaming up than, paying one another.
Right. My question. What's going to happen when I tell them that we're going to be coming across 20 bandits who have now been known to kill, and they just want to turn the fuck around and go home?
Well, assuming they also wish to get paid, they would probably appreciate teaming up and having more numbers to deal with it.
Right. Well, sure, I'll go have a bit of a chat with our other merchants behind us. Hopefully they have a bit some competent safety with them. And he starts walking away.
I have every confidence. Didn't seem to like the idea of a bit of extra help, did he?
Yeah.
His wife kind of looks at you and, I will say he is a bit easily upset, but you were hired to keep us safe. You were told about what was ahead of you, and you didn't say you were going to need help. So is it really all his fault?
Well, we were hired when they were just charging people coin, not when they were butchering people on a bridge.
True. Yeah. Guess there's nothing to do but wait and see.
If they say no, then we will have to make do with the 5 of us, but it cannot harm.
And you said you pulled off the halflings in Alba, right?
Correct.
Yep.
All right. So while they're talking, and then you all see the halfling man start walking back towards like up the direction that you came from. It is Barnabas, Rothgar, and Oliver all sitting there with the girl, who has now introduced herself as Prime. I'm sorry, Prime.
Prime. Okay.
She appears to have a ton of very human-like features, but she does have slightly pointed ears. Most of you are assuming half-elf.
Well, dear, are you getting enough food here? There's plenty to go around.
Yeah, it's been a couple of days, so I don't want to eat too much and be sick because of it. But yeah, yes, thank you.
Just take it slow. If you rush, you'll be sick, but you do need the food still.
Yes, agreed. And she kind of has like a bit of a half smile, and she continues just nibbling on some of the food. She kind of looks between you all, and so you all came out here knowing, well, that's what the Dragonborn said. You all came out here knowing what was ahead of you.
Yeah.
Indeed. Seems there's a bit of a bandit problem, and we're gonna try and take care of it.
I've tried to warn them that I think they should go back, but it seems that you all are all set on continuing forward. So I can only wish you luck. And it's you can see her getting like visibly nervous again, just thinking back and talking about it.
It's all right. We know what we're doing. We know what we're going into. Better now, thanks to you. So, thank you for that.
I wish there was more I could do to help. They the bandits at the bridge, they were bandits, you know. They took what they wanted. They would threaten violence. None of them really seemed the violent type, but when my father refused to pay, they just attacked. Some of them were talking about how if they didn't bring back the goods, that they would be in trouble, and I don't. Their leader would be upset with them, and it was terrible.
Well, Alba and I have destroyed many bandits in our time, so I'm sure we'll have no troubles.
She kind of looks at you and, well, I don't know if you've ever come across one like this. He was monstrous. Yeah, I've never seen a creature that looked like horns, and it was very unsettling to see.
And Barnabas is going to cast Misty Step and appear behind her and say, yes, we can be a little scary ourselves.
She gives a bit of a scared shriek, but then as she sees like an older guy behind her, like kind of saying it in a joking way, she actually starts laughing a little bit, and she just goes, "That was quite the trick. You're much faster than you look."
Yeah, as he slowly walks back to the cart.
Miss Prima, if you don't mind me asking, you've mentioned this leader a couple of times, and I'm trying to just picture kind of what we're up against here. You said he's bigger than Rothgar and has horns.
I've never seen a creature like it before. It was part human, part bull. It was very strange.
Part bull, you say?
Have I ever heard of something like this?
Roll a nature check.
Nature, yay! I'm so not good at this.
Can I also roll a nature check?
Yes, you can.
I'll take it.
Every single one of you immediately thinks Minotaur.
Yep.
Oh.
Yes. Even I've heard of such a beast.
I've heard stories about them.
He seemed to have two very large wolves with him that were pets.
I see. There'll be nothing to worry about, but a Minotaur. I think we can take him. We'll be smart about it, of course, but yes, we can take him.
Again, he's if you're just going towards the bridge, he's not the one you would have to worry about. He's
Very good.
off in a camp by himself with the wolves.
Good to know. Good to know. We'll have to leave a few alive so we can get back to their boss. If we don't take out their boss, this is just going to keep happening.
If you don't mind me asking, just one more thing. From the way you were talking about it, it sounded like the bandits were almost scared of him, and that's why they were doing as much as they were.
Well, before we left, we did hear rumors of the bandits, of course. My father was a soldier before he retired. He's a proud man, and he did not want to pay, but we'd also never heard of them being violent before. I can't tell you if they chose it or if they were forced into it, but there was definitely a fear and even some resentment of this leader of theirs.
Thank you so much. I know this must be hard to talk about.
It's hard, but my father always told me that you never get past anything hard unless you face it.
He sounds like a wise man.
He was. Well, she starts like kind of like perking up a little bit and looking around, and she points in the direction you guys were coming from, and she said, I believe they said Whiterunn was a few days that way.
But of course, and take a few rations and a few things with you while you go.
All right. I do appreciate this very much.
Oh,
And
no worry.
and as you guys are all talking, the half elf is about halfway back. I'll say Geckel and Alba, since you are both the ones that were talking to them, roll perception. Okay. Both of you notice. He, even from this distance, he looks like he has a condescending grin on his face. And as you look, the other caravan seems to be getting smaller and smaller as it is leaving.
Well, clearly his negotiations didn't go well.
Honestly, I don't think he even tried.
He kind of gets back, and he doesn't say anything to the entire group, but he gets back to you three, you two and his wife, and he just goes, "Right, well, they appear to have been a bit, I don't know if it's more cowardly or just smart, but they decided to go back to Whiterunn."
I'm guessing you wish to continue.
He looks and he kind of says, "Look, I know I'm a bit of an asshole, but if you all think we can do this, we'll continue on. If you're not confident, we will turn around and we will find a larger group to escort us. It is up to you. You make decisions when it comes to the safety of this. Other than that, you follow my lead. So, maybe talk amongst yourselves, decide what you want to do, and then, based on what you come and tell me, I'll make a decision."
Understood.
And as you're walking away, he kind of looks to his wife like you don't see his face, but you could immediately tell it changed his pitch, and he goes, "I was really hoping they would help us." And you, as you're walking away, you could tell like you believe he did try, and you do believe him when he said that they were just either too scared or they were smart enough to know not to go.
Well, it seems we have a choice to make. We can either continue forward and deal with the bandits on the bridge, or we can turn back. The choice is ours to make if we believe we can handle the situation.
I'm not a fan of wasting time, so I suggested we just go to the bridge.
I
Come
say
this
might
far.
as well.
Yes, it seems the bandits might just be serving something out of fear. Have you heard of a minotaur?
Everyone, real quick, go ahead and just do a general intelligence check. Yep. Oliver, all right. Nope. Oliver, you kind of are putting the picture together in your head, but Barnabas is much quicker at it, and you're just kind of like Minotaur, Bloodhorn. Did we not just all realize we were talking about the exact same thing?
But even if they were afraid of the Minotaur, they still have gone down the path of murdering people.
Of course, but I was thinking more just maybe perhaps convincing the bandits to assist in dealing with the Minotaur.
Let's
If
just
they
kill
don't
all of
like
them. It's
him-
easier.
Well, if we're willing to stay a bit, but if there's a Minotaur leading them, even if we
Kill
kill
them.
all the bandits, we still have to kill a Minotaur.
And
If you feel we're up to it, very well. We'll kill the bandits, perhaps take a rest, and then go take care of the boss.
I feel like we've killed the Minotaur before, haven't we, Barney?
seems vaguely familiar.
As you guys are all talking amongst each other, Primate is still sitting next to you all, and she just goes, "Well, the leader is before the bridge, off the road a bit, but he's on this side."
Well, if we take the leader's head to the bandits, they may decide to disperse. If not, we kill them.
Now that's a plan.
If they're just fighting out of fear, then I don't think they're beyond redemption. But if they do try to still fight after that, then that would be a pretty clear indicator.
In my experience, bandits are not very amenable to discussions, and no offense to the rest of you, but none of you have proven to be particularly good at convincing anyone to do anything.
That is true.
Ouch!
Generally, I convinced them with the end of a blade.
The
Well,
old,
that's-
overly honest grandfather.
Well, the end of a blade is where they belong, as far as I'm concerned.
Well then, either way, we'll see about taking the Minotaur first if it's on the way.
Yeah, as
We'll
long as
go
it's
from
on
there.
the way, it just makes sense to. At least I think so, right?
Yes. Prima? Yes.
Prim is fine.
Could you describe to us whereabouts this Minotaur's lair is?
It was. I couldn't tell what it used to be, but it was a stone building that seemed to be decaying. Some walls falling, just slabs of stone, not really roof built over it. if you're looking for it, you would probably be able to see it from the road, but I don't know exactly where off the road it was. It was to the south of the road, more towards the the lake down there, and not up towards the forest.
I'm going to assume
Thank you,
with my
Peter.
my 25, I can say that. Well, to my recollection, Minotaurs like to build mazes, so that may be a thing that we have to come across as well.
She kind of looks and she goes, "Oh, I don't know much about them, but it didn't seem like that when I was there. He didn't seem as the brightest creature either, but he was brutal, very strong and scary."
Well, by the end of this, we'll have his head.
yes.
There'll be no more need to worry about him.
Luckily,
may-
he's not the only one who can be brutal.
And we may actually be able to see the structure from the sky if I send Corin out, or I suppose if Barnabas sends Corin out.
Barnabas just kind of sniffs really loudly, kind of a
That, that, that- and as you say it, the owl is kind of just perched up on top of the carriage, just looking around, and as you say his name, flies down to you, Alba.
Hi, Corin. And she scritches at his head. Do you want to take a fly around? Have we gotten close enough yet, do you think, darling?
She looks and she goes, I believe I was walking for at least a day before I reached here from there, but I was on foot. I wasn't in the best condition, so I was probably traveling a bit slower, but I would say maybe at least a few hours down the road before you would see it.
Okay, maybe a bit more travel. We can hide away the caravan in a safe place and send Corin up.
Indeed. Seems like a great plan.
Yeah.
I shall inform our caravan masters.
If anything, this might be a good time to set up a plan for them. I mean, I think we can do it, but just in case to, you know, I don't want them to walk into something without us.
Understood. And I'll walk back over to the halflings.
As you're approaching, they're still kind of rather close together, talking back and forth in hushed voices. Roll perception. You now hear that the wife trying to like calm the husband down, who appears to be scared shitless.
May I have a moment of your time?
And he starts a bit and turns around and, of course, have you all come to a decision?
We have, due to the information of Prima, who was the captive of their leader, we have decided that we shall continue on.
Right, I'll go and set everything to leave. And he kind of, as you're saying it, kind of was getting ready to say leave. And when you say continue, he kind of just stops and his jaws open.
But before we reach the bridge, we will be pulling off the road to deal with their leader first. Hopefully, with him dead, the rest will just scatter. If not, we'll kill them too.
Right. We will not be pulling off the road. We, and he points to him and his wife, will be waiting on the road. And if you do not return, we, and he points to himself and his wife again, will be returning to Western.
That is acceptable, but allow us obviously some time to travel there and come back.
Once we get there, we will not be leaving until the following morning. And if you don't return by the following morning, we will leave.
That is acceptable.
Right. Well, I'm very happy. And he is like, you don't even have to roll insight. He is clearly not very happy with your decision, but he tells you that he is.
If we had any doubts that we were not capable, we would have just immediately gone back now. Have a bit of confidence.
Sure, yes, confidence. Of course. And he just nods and, right, dear, let's get everything back ready to get a move on. And as they're walking away, he just, we will be coming up with a plan to leave. If they're not back, if anything, bandits come, he's just like pretty much panicking at the moment.
I'll head back over. Well, that went as well as expected.
Well, our plan has been set. Prima, again, thank you so much. And yes, take some of our rations for me here, a few days worth at least, as well as some torches. Uh, keep an eye out for yourself if you plan to leave.
Also,
She nods.
when you get to Whiterunn, head to the Stumbling Stool. If you talk to Allison and inform her of what has happened and that we have sent you, she should look after you for a while.
Allison at the stumbling stool. Yes. Right. Thank you all very much again. And she begins to stand up, gathers whatever you guys give her for between water and food, and just looks around to all of you, nods, and looks up to you again, Geckel, and just, right, everyone, please stay safe, and just um, just be safe. And she nods to everyone again, and turns and starts walking up the road.
Well, I hope we're all prepared for what comes next.
I think we'll do fine.
Yeah. After all, we can't exactly take a deal like this and then go back on it. That wouldn't do it all.
Yeah, that'd be like scamming a shop owner. So, over the next 10 to 15 minutes, the two halflings get everything set up again. Climb up the wheel, hop onto the front. They're ready to go. Look at you all and just say, all right, heading on. Start moving on down the road.
Yep.
Rofgar, when do your temporary hit points you gave me wear off? I'm assuming they'd be gone by now.
They're gone by now, yeah.
I would think so. I just noticed I still had them.
I will say, whoever wants to keep watching the front can go ahead and roll perception. And Barnabas, since you were the one keeping it in back, you could roll one as well.
I've got a +3 for the front, if anyone's got anything better.
I got the same.
So probably Oliver.
I'm tied with Jekyll, so sure.
No.
So, after traveling for about 2 to 2.5 hours, you guys don't see anything. Oliver, your eyes are peeled, but you just do not see it.
A little nervous. It's okay.
Yeah. But Barnabas, as you, I'm assuming you're probably reading a little bit here and there and looking around every now and then. Maybe about 10 or so minutes afterwards, you kind of take another glance around behind you all, and it appears that you have already passed an old crumbling ruin off the south of the road, maybe by 10 or so minutes.
I'll sort of leisurely make mention of that to Alba.
Alba will just roll her eyes and then say, I guess, jog up the side of the caravan and go to Oliver and Rothgar and be like, oh, we just passed some ruins, you know.
Oh.
Weren't you keeping watch?
Oliver was, but
I was.
no problem. We need to stop the caravan a moment.
Comes to a stop.
We have our business to take care of. If you can please give us a day.
The halfling stands up on top of the seat where he's sitting, and he looks around, and he points off to the north of the road a little bit, and maybe about 200 feet out there is a little grove of trees, and he goes, right, we will be over that way. We'll set up a camp for the day, and if you do not return by tomorrow at sunrise, we will be heading back to Whiterunn.
Very good.
Right. Well, good luck. I hope you all do not die. And he starts leading the horses over to the bit of trees in the off to the north a bit.
All right.
Well, at least he pulled off the road.
Yeah.
It's better than just being stuck in the middle of the road.
Especially because we seem to have stopped him right in between said leader and the bridge.
Yeah.
It's not the best situation, but the sooner we deal with it, the better.
So, you guys are able to see out there.
So I have a quick question.
Yep.
So how far away is the place that we're going to the place that we're leaving the cart? Where they're going?
Yep. The cart is probably about 200 to 250 feet, a little bit off to the north of the road.
Okay. Because I was gonna cast alarm ritually around the so that we would know if something comes and attacks them while we're
How far does that?
within a mile.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
would work. The ruins, the best you could tell is probably somewhere between like a half mile and maybe 3,000 feet away. So just probably just between or just over a half mile.
Yeah.
So yeah, that
I mean, I don't know
would stay up.
I mean, it's more as a way to try and placate them to make them feel safe. I don't think we'd be able to get back to them anyway. So,
Hey, I mean, if you do go up to them and offer it, they graciously accept it.
Yeah.
And the husband, like as you're setting it up and doing the ritual and stuff, you could hear the husband kind of under his breath talking to his wife and go, "See, I told you, with age comes great wisdom. He knows how to keep us safe. This is the one we need to be talking to from now on."
Agreed.
That's for 8 hours. So.
Yep. So they let you do it. You're able to make your way back to the road, and then as you guys are looking out towards the ruins, it really does not look like there's many ways to sneak around out there. There's not a lot of trees or hills. It's all wide open plains. Like some areas have high grass, but other than that, it's wide open.
Barnabas, would you care for a lift?
I think I'll be all right for now. He sort of like taps his quarterstaff on the ground, as he's got it to his walking stick.
Perhaps you could get some eyes in the sky then.
He sort of wrinkles his nose, like, I suppose if that's helpful.
Corin, dear, would you just be so kind as to fly up?
He kind of nibbles on your hair a little bit and then starts flying up. And Barnabas, if an owl could look sarcastic, it looks at you sarcastically. And it just starts flying up and just kind of doing a wide circle in between you all and where the tower is. If you want to roll perception with your owl, feel free.
I believe myself and Alba should probably be closer to the front.
That sounds fine to me.
Is it his perception or my perception?
It will be yours.
Oh, I thought it'd be his, actually.
Oh, wait. No, yes, it is, because that's why you have advantage. So, yes, it'll be his perception with advantage. All right.
My perception's better than the owls.
Okay, so the way you are approaching, it appears that you all like. You know what? I think I could just do it this way. 1 second. Let me.
Are we about to get a map?
I believe so.
This is a part of the reason why Barnabas does not like the owl, because he thinks it's a waste of time because he believes himself to be better than this stupid fey creature.
All
I
right.
could just cast levitate and do it myself.
So I'm gonna go ahead and show you all the map. I think you're gonna be able to see. So let me know. It should be kind of black in front of you because that's where the wall is.
I can see like just the top of it.
Okay. All right. So right now you guys are all pretty much out. I'm not saying you're actually here right now. I'm just giving it. But Barnabas, I'm gonna move you around so you can see what your owl sees.
Okay.
You guys appear to be approaching from the side that has not started deteriorating yet. So you do see that it is how they described it, kind of very run down and stuff. You around the front, you do see two very, very large wolves. And everything else seems to be pretty wide open. Even in this area, there's no roof in here, so you can see it is empty, as well as over here. The only spot that there is a roof is over this section right here, like this square. So
Okay.
your owl is not able to see what's there, but it does see the two wolves out front, and everything else is just kind of out in the open. So you can go ahead and describe what you see, whatever you want. You guys are probably about, like I said, a half a mile up in this direction as you're starting to see this stuff.
Yeah, I'll just let them know that around basically that I can see the wolves and around the corner if we follow the eastern edge of the walls.
Okay. I will say that over on the other side, because you would have seen the whole thing, there is probably a better way to sneak up, because there is a bit of foliage over here that kind of is growing out of the stones. So if you did go down the west side, you would have a bit of cover.
Okay.
I just didn't know how clear that was on the map. Sometimes maps can be a bit blah. So, what do you all want to do?
Well, should we try to go around for a better advantage point, or should we try to separate the bull from his wolves?
I'd say just go around.
Very well. I believe, Geckel, you said you and Alba would be up front?
Correct, considering we're probably the more combat-orientated members.
Very well.
So you all wanted to sneak around the side with a bit of cover, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So, everyone go ahead and roll a stealth check.
Before we do that, hey, Rothgar, have an inspiration dice.
Hey, thank you.
And I will use guidance on myself.
Okay.
We're super stealthy.
Oh my god. They might know you're coming from the half mile away.
We got to an 8 and a 14.
Yeah,
True.
I got a 14. Yeah.
True. All right. So, I will say, to all of your knowledge, you all are able to make it up to this area, as far as you know, unknown. So, feel free. You guys you can move your characters. I'll tell you if you guys fall into a combat, whatever you want.
Before we head in, I'm going to create a nice protector turret and give everyone some hit points.
Oh, don't worry about it. I got
Don't worry
something
about
for
it?
that. I got something for that now.
Oh, you have something for that now? Well, then I'll hold off.
Well, let's see if we can find this entrance.
The two in front, Gecko and Alba, go ahead and roll perception. Gecko, you are trying so hard to be quiet that you don't even hear it. But, Alba, as you're up in the front, you do hear the wolves kind of like starting to growl, maybe becoming aware that something is moving.
She puts a hand up. She just says, I can hear the wolves growling. They might know we're here already.
Barnabas casts mage armor.
Right.
I shall draw my
That's
sword.
a good plan.
Yep, Alba will draw her sword.
In that case, I'm actually going to I'm not going to do the turret with that. I'm going to use my force ballistic turret and put it on my shoulder.
Yeah, we can see it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, you guys weren't that sneaky. We're going to go ahead and everyone can roll for initiative.
Yay.
You say that we weren't that sneaky, but to be fair, bar one of us, none of us are actually that sneaky.
Very true. Very, very true. Bum, bum, bum.
Or very high in
Nice.
the initiative order.
Not roll. Wait, what? Really? All right. So, all right. So, add. There, and do. Ooh. All right. So, sending. All right, Alba, you come around the corner and see a very, very big wolf just looking at you, teeth snarling out at you, ready to attack. And it is your turn.
Yep, she's gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20. She'll go, 20 feet, and I'll take the dodge action. And that's her turn.
Hey. So, as your turn ends, you just hear very, very loud hoofbeats, followed by a very, very large minotaur coming charging out He can move. So he can. And
I'm sorry, he can't afford to charge out. His card was declined.
okay, so he could actually. Yeah. He's going to run up to you, Alba.
Yep.
And instead of swinging at you, he is going to charge at you. On top of his head, there's only actually one horn, but he is going to attempt to gore you with it.
Okie dokie.
At disadvantage.
Well, no. This is going to be. You need to do a strength saving throw.
Okie
Oh wait,
dokie.
actually, wait. No, I'm sorry. He does have to roll to hit you first.
Okie dokie.
At disadvantage, he is going to miss. It was a 10.
Okay.
But he lets out a vicious growl, yell mixture, and when the girl said probably double Geckel's size, she was not lying. This thing is maybe about like 9.5 feet tall, ripped with muscle, scarred. Like, it's scary to be standing in front of. But he missed, so he is going to just take a swing at you with his great axe, because he has multi-attack. Still with disadvantage, he's going to miss that one as well.
Yay.
Oliver, it is your turn.
All right. 5, 10. Oh, hey! That's where it is. Ah, huh.
Is that one
Okay.
of those note movements go back round the corner?
Yeah, that's a... Comes up, sees this. I will, let's see, first thing first. Oliver is going to go for the default. And let's see, I can't actually see Hrothgar. So Geckel, Alba, and Barnabas have a little bit of a blessing.
Yay.
Hey.
And Alba, you can make an attack with your reaction if you want to.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure will attack.
Okay. That does hit. You want to use your sneak attack this time?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So this is effectively Oliver, like, walking around the corner, seeing this, like, grasping at the holy symbol around his neck with a hand.
And Alba, it looks a little bit familiar to you. Kind of the same way as when Geckel is very angry. He can absorb more damage. This looks very familiar to you. So you don't do as much damage as you thought, but it still does hurt him.
Okay.
Then use another 10 feet of movement to... Oh, if it's going to let me. Move back to here.
Okay.
And then use my bonus action for... If I can find it. There it is. Everyone gets 5 temporary hit points and can use their reaction to move up to their movement speed.
Oh, wow.
So we'll start with the furthest away first. Hrothgar, if you want to move, go for it.
Which is effectively just Oliver backing up and be like, guys, you might want to get up here.
Yep.
All right. Barnabas, if you want to move. If that's all you're going to move, Geckel. And Alba, do you want to stay where you are? Are you going to move around or anything?
Alba can't because she used a reaction already.
True. Very true.
Also, just for future reference, if I move you guys that way, you don't provoke attacks of opportunity.
Nice.
Good to know. All right. So, I believe everyone is moved. That is the end of your turn, Oliver?
Yes.
All right. So, it is the wolf that is further away's turn. They can move 50. So, Gekkel, you have a very large wolf standing next to you who has pack tactics, so he's going to have advantage on this attack roll.
Seems fair.
That is a 22 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay. You take
Just hits.
10 piercing damage, and it's not halved yet because you didn't rage yet.
Yep.
As well as I need you to make a strength saving throw. Okay, you are not knocked prone. And now it is your turn.
I would like to rage.
Yes, you are very angry.
And I would like to stick with the pointy end, the nasty wolf who's just bit me recklessly.
18 does hit, dealing 14 points of damage. Very nice.
Yeah, and I can't extra attack till next level, so I'm good for now.
Hrothgar, you hear coming from around the corner fighting.
Very good. I'm going to see about moving. Dude. Come on. If I can move my token, come on, you can do it. Alright, we'll go this way. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go there. Then, ooh, kinda got some people in the way, but I'm going to take out my wand and see about casting a firebolt at this nice big bull here.
Will it hit? And 11 is going to miss.
Thought so. And now I'm going to see if my nice little shoulder turret can hit as well. No. Okay. Misses and misses.
Any more movement? Anything else?
That'll be all for now.
It is now the other wolf who is running up. And as it reaches here, it is going to attempt to leap over, in between these two, leap over Gekkel and land behind. So it will do a athletics check. It rolled a 17, so yep, it is going to land right here. And as it comes down landing, it is going to take a bite at you, Hrothgar, since you're in front.
Very good.
There will be no pack tactics because you don't have anyone next to you. 17 to hit.
Shield.
Going to try to bite at you, and as you move your hand, a bit of magic flickers, and it bites, and it just cannot seem to make contact with you. That is all of its turn. Barnabas. Oh, fighting fun for the wizard. Everything's grouped up.
I don't really have much AoE. I mean, I have a thing that I could use to hit all three of them, but I'm not going to. Barnabas is actually going to yell out in a low guttural language at the Minotaur. He's actually, because I assume the Minotaur speaks Abyssal.
Oh, yes.
So everyone will hear Barnabas in this low, horrible sounding voice. He will scream at the Minotaur in Abyssal and say, like, back to the pit. And he will cast Scorching Ray 3 times at it.
Okay, that is going to be a hit.
So it is, because it's 3 separate ones, so you have to roll it 3 times.
I think you have to roll it 3 times to see if you hit, right? Yeah. So the first one hits, doing 8 full damage because he is not resistant to fire. That one's going to miss.
You still have the D4 if that matters from
You,
blessed?
just so you know, his AC is 14. So
Okay. So it doesn't matter.
and an 11. All right. So a total of 19 damage with your 3 scorching rays. Any other movement? Stay where you are.
I'll stay there.
Right. Yeah. He has a couple bald spots of singed fur. Alba.
Okay. Alba is going to use her short sword against the Minotaur. Miss terribly. Then use her offhand rapier against the wolf.
That is going to hit, so you will get sneak on it.
Ugh. And then come around here.
All right. If only you had moved there first. All right. So,
That's okay.
all right. He is going to once again be very angry. Gecko, did you do reckless last time?
I did.
Yep.
Okay. Well, not that it would matter for you then, but he is going to be reckless. First swing at you, Gecko, with his great axe. A 19 to hit.
That will hit.
Right. It would have been 17 points of damage. It's going to go down to 8. And he is going to...
Before you do that second attack,
All right.
I'm going to hit him. So, recklessly, I shall be.
Yes, you will. Oh, yeah. Minus 8 points of damage from him, because he is still raging. And he's going to take that on the shoulder and continue swinging around and try to drop his axe down onto you, Alba.
Okay.
That is a 26 to hit.
Definitely hits.
He didn't roll great on damage. You take 11 damage.
Okay.
And
So,
that
Pentagon.
will be his turn. Oliver, it is on you.
Alba, how you doing on health? I can see you, but not your health bar.
Alba is good.
Okay.
It's just the temp that's gone mostly.
Okay. And Rothgar, you just used your reaction, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So
I mean,
did Gecko.
did
Gecko. Sorry, that's what I meant. I get you two mixed up. You both look the same.
Wow.
Racist.
I would like to
right.
apologize on behalf of the community.
In that case, Oliver is going to draw the war horn from his hip, which he hasn't gotten to use in combat yet,
Hey.
and blast out a note just as loud as he can, and use it to cast Shatter.
Okay.
Targeted. Let's see, it's a 10-foot radius, so targeted here.
So you want to hit these two?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean,
is the
if
con
you-
save?
It is a... Hold on, it's covered up by my thing.
No,
Con
it is. It is.
save.
Yep.
I mean,
3d8 thunder damage.
to be fair, if you centered it here, he'd hit all 3 of them.
I don't want to hit you. Oliver wanted to hit you.
Okay. The wolf fails. The bloodhorn rolled a natural 20. So he is going to take half damage. So that was 17. So he will take 8 points of damage. The wolf is going to take the full 17. The wolf is looking bloodied.
And then I think that is Oliver's turn. I don't think there's anything else I want to do.
Okay. So it is going to be the first wolf's turn again. And Gecko, once again, it is going to take a bite at you. This time with advantage. Well, actually, no, it would have had advantage anyway from pack tactics. But yeah, biting. A 25 to hit.
Yes, that will hit.
11, halve down to 5. And a strength saving throw.
I have advantage due to rage.
Yep. Beat a 14. You are good. You are still standing. He kind of bit at your ankle trying to pull you to the ground, but you did not fall. Geklo, it is your turn.
I shall return the favour. He keeps trying to bite into me. I shall attempt to stop that happening recklessly.
All right. All right. 17 points of damage to it. Very nice. Yeah, it is looking very hurt at this point. Any movement?
No, I'm good where I am.
All right. Well, then it is Rothgar's turn.
Very well. Going to take out my axe instead here and see about moving not out of the range, but toward our nice Minotaur friend. And
Yes.
I'm going to cast Booming Blade.
Okay. And you are going to have an advantage on this because he is attacking recklessly.
Very good.
That is going to hit.
All right. Well, the slashing didn't do much, but okay.
You have to roll the spell attack again, right? Since you already hit with the axe.
It just automatically connects.
Yeah. So just the booming blade already hit, so just the damage from it.
No extra damage at this level, right?
2d8. Okay. So it takes a total of 7 points of damage because the non-magical one was reduced. So you swing into it, leaving a bit of a gash on his side, and a bit of arcane energy pulses through the edge of your blade at the end and rips it a little bit wider open. Any more movement? Any other action? Ooh, did he just drop again? Any other movement or action, Rothgar?
Sorry, I was saying he gets pushed back from me 5 feet.
What did you hit him with?
The first thing was a booming blade, which was a nice little bit. If he moves within this turn, he's gonna take extra thunder damage.
Yep.
Yep.
And then the second one was from the ballista.
Yep. And then I'm going to just step back a little bit, but still not gonna leave our nice wolf's range. And I'm actually going to go on the other side of the wolf, so flanking if need be. And that'll be all.
All right. It is now the other wolf's turn, the one behind you, Geklo. And seeing this other wolf attacking you, it is going to turn and try to bite you as well, Geklo.
Seems fair.
25 to hit. I love having advantage. I got to say that.
Yeah, it'll hit.
Yeah. You're going to take 13 halved is 6 points of damage, and another strength save, which I might as well not even make you roll at this point. Yeah, you are still standing, and it is Barnabas' turn.
All right. Unlike Oliver, Barnabas could not care less, and he's going to cast Magnify Gravity centered on Geklo.
All right.
Nice.
Good man.
All right, so
So
it is...
it's a con save for all three of them and Geklo.
All right, so con save, I'm going to do the wolf on the left first.
So I fail and take 8 points.
He rolls a 20. The other wolf rolls a 21. And Bloodhorn rolls a 12. So Bloodhorn's going to take the full 16. And each wolf is going to take 8. And what is it? Their movement is halved?
Only if they fail.
Okay, so the two. So
Well-
okay, so his movement is halved. Okay, gotcha.
And Geckles.
Oh, yeah, Gecko. I'm pretty sure Gecko doesn't want to move anyway. He's a fucking
Oh
fight.
yeah, I'm happy where I am.
All right, and as we're coming back up to the top of the round, just to give a bit of a breakdown, very, very hurt. Wolf is very, very hurt. This one, pretty hurt. And him, he still looks pretty good.
Okay.
It is your turn, Alba.
Alba will whack the Minotaur.
Okay.
I guess with advantage still.
Yeah, you will have advantage. He is reckless.
Yay!
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
oh my god.
Ooh.
Okay, so that is
Nice.
and you have to roll another sneak because you got a crit.
It's oh yes.
So it's
Holy
double
crap.
dice. So yeah, so it's all right. So 14 plus 12 is 26, plus 11 is 37, plus 4 is 41 points of damage, which unfortunately is halved down to 23, but
Yep.
still a lot of fucking damage.
Yeah.
Holy
and,
shit.
and she will just go like right there.
All right, yeah. Okay, now that is you just fucked. Yeah. Gecko, go ahead. He is following Alba.
Well,
Ah.
this will obviously be
He is
reckless.
angry.
By the way,
He's gonna take the damage. Yep, an
he
extra
takes the
8
full
damage.
8. Yep.
All right, and he will take another. Yep. I'll say he is starting to look a bit bloodied. But Alba, angry, 2 very large swings, both at you.
Yay.
A 21 to hit
Yep.
and a 20 to hit.
Yep.
Okay. The first one was 10 damage.
Okay.
The second one I rolled max, and so I rolled a max damage and a minimum damage on the 2 die. So it's 18 points.
Ooh, she's still a lot up.
2d12, and I rolled a 12 and a 1.
She just says, "Ouch."
Over, your turn. You hear an ouch from the other side
I
of the
hear
wall.
an ouch. Screw up my courage. 5, 10, 15, 20. I still cannot see her.
Nope.
Ooh.
Right where you can see the entrance is
I can
right
see,
where he's
yeah.
standing.
I mean, I wouldn't mind a heal.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking. Okay. Oliver is going to, since he can see the Minotaur. Okay, Oliver's going to cast on the Minotaur a good old-fashioned
Okay.
Dissonant Whispers.
All right. 15 wisdom save.
Yes.
All right. Wisdom. He rolled a 22.
So he just takes half damage and
All
isn't
right.
forced to move.
Okay. So it is
And
7.
bonus action, I still can't see Alba. This is a terrible idea. Nope, still can't see her. Okay, this is going to be then just a bonus action for another Mantle of Inspiration. So Hrothgar, anyone except for Alba who wants to can use their reaction to move up to their movement speed without provoking attacks of opportunity. And Hrothgar, you get your 5 temporary hit points back.
So the mantle thing has to be in line of sight?
Has to be line of sight.
All right.
Yay.
I mean, it's not like she's at 2 HP or anything.
So
Yeah.
Can we move?
Yeah, everyone can move up to their movement speed without provoking attacks.
All right.
Oh wait, that's ha 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 ha. That's also my reaction, and
I
I'm
just
done.
like I just like Oliver's choking because in combat, it's like, oh god.
Yep. He's just running about. Just come on, you guys, you can do it.
Oh, please.
do it.
Yeah.
It
is a very, very perfect oh shit combat one.
All right, and yeah, that's my turn.
All right. It is the first wolf's turn. That is still in front of you, Gekkel, and it is looking like it's starting to fight for its life. Basically, it is going to take another bite at you.
That seems fair.
It rolled a natural 20.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Ow.
So it's not the most damage. It was 15 points, halved down to 7, and a strength save. Yeah, you are still standing, and it is your turn.
F him up.
So, I will attempt to finish off one wolf recklessly.
Okay. The one who just bit you is the more damaged one, and that is going to do it.
Nice.
And I will move up a little bit. And I
Okay.
just need to check one thing. Nope, it's an action. That's the end of my turn.
All right. Gar, the Iron Dragon.
Very good. Another booming blade. Against our nice bull friend. Did he attack recklessly last time? I do not remember.
Anytime you're attacking him is going to be with advantage, because he is a big, dumb Minotaur who is always angry.
Gotcha.
That is going to hit.
Nice. Nice. So, and then... missed on the turret.
Yep.
Oh well. And I already used my reactions. Oh wait, no, but it's my turn now, so
Mm-hmm.
I could do it again. Yeah, I'm gonna step out of his reach here. Yep.
All right. He is going to swing at you.
Yep.
All right. A 26 to hit.
Hold on, let me do some math. Shit, yeah, he's gonna hit.
That was one away from a crit. That is 17 points of damage.
Ouch. Okay.
Any other actions or moves?
That will be all there.
All right. It is the other wolf's turn now. Gekkel, once again, taking a bite at you. And it still has advantage, right?
Correct.
A 24 to hit.
No, that'll miss.
11, halved down to 5. And another strength save. Who are still standing. Barnabas.
All right, I'm gonna use my last.
The Minotaur looks very hurt. The wolf, not so much.
I'm going to yell at the Minotaur in Abyssal. I'm gonna say "fuck you," and then I'm gonna cast Scorching Ray again.
All right. Ooh, 10.
So do I have advantage on that?
I mean, yeah, you would, because he's been reckless. So yeah, so 17. Okay, so 25 points of damage, and none of that is halved, and he looks very hurt. On death's door, one might say.
Ooh.
Barnabas, any movements?
You might want to get behind the nice iron dragon person.
You might want to get behind anyone and anything. Except that Minotaur.
Perhaps a dead wolf corpse?
Like a tauntaun.
Nope. I'm gonna stand right there. Put my staff down. You shall not
I
pass.
thought they smelled bad on the outside.
All right, Alba, you and this thing are both very, very hurt. It
Oh
is your
yeah.
turn.
Oh yeah. She's gonna short sword
Okay,
and
that
rapier
hits. They both
and
hit.
sneak attack.
Right. The sneak attack would have hit on the first attack. So if you wanted to save your second attack, you could. How do you want to do it with your short sword?
Nice.
Ooh, she's going to slice him right at the thigh, cutting off an artery, making him bleed out.
He, like the blood, it gets on you. There's no dodging it. You have blood splattered across you, and he slowly falls to one knee, lays back on the ground, and you can just see the blood eventually slows down, and he is dead.
She flicks her short sword. 5, 10. I trust you, Oliver. 15, 20, and whacks this wolf.
Right. So the 7 points of damage will transfer over to him. Very nice.
Yay.
Very good.
All right.
And like now, Alba's like bloodied both with Minotaur blood and her own blood.
Hey.
All right.
That
Well,
can't be
luckily,
sanitary.
well, very luckily, the Minotaur is dead, so it goes right to Oliver's turn.
All right. Oliver watches this. Right? 5, 10, 15.
Mhm.
And that will be, hey, Alva has a... Where is it? Here it is.
Ooh, yay.
Nice.
10 hit points, and you can use your reaction to make an attack.
Yeah.
All right. You don't have advantage, right? Yeah. Well,
No.
do you get advantage from just being near him?
No.
Nope.
Okay, so that is
Nope.
gonna miss.
But I've got what's the thingy?
If you
should
roll
I...
at
You
least,
are
if you roll at
blessed.
least a 3, you will hit him.
Okay. Nope.
Oh, 50-50 shot.
Yep.
Okay, so
So,
you got
yeah.
10 hit points, and then it is going to be... Yeah, not much else I can do, because that was my action. So... Backing it up. Another 5. And that's my turn.
Right, Gekkel. Big wolf in front of you.
Seems like the perfect thing to attack Rickles.
All right. Oh my! How is that not a crit? What the fuck?
I know, right?
God. All right.
Oh, that's right, because you put the macros in for the blast, didn't you?
Yep.
All right. So yeah, that is going to be 15 half down to. Oh no, not half. This is not that. Yeah. So full 15 points of damage, and this thing is officially looking bloodied.
Well, unfortunately, no bonus actions, so I'm just gonna stay here.
Hrothgar.
Very well. Here. Let's go Booming Blade again.
Okay.
Alright.
9 points of damage to him.
Okay. Then my shoulder turret is going to fire, which would be a disadvantage.
Quite.
Not quite there. Then I will take out my pistol. No, that'll be all.
All right.
Yep.
Okay. It is now the wolf's turn. And I mean, it's a beast. It's not smart enough to know who to target. So Gekkel, it is biting at you again.
That's fair.
Holy shit, that's another crit.
Yeah.
You are going to take 21 points of damage, half down to 10,
Okay.
and a strength save. You are still on your feet. Barnabas.
All right. I'm gonna cast Earth Tremor over here, so only it is in the radius.
Okay. What kind of save is it?
Dex.
Ooh, he rolled a 5, so no. He's going to take the 2 damage, and what's the...
He's knocked prone.
Oh, great, with the rogue coming up.
Yay!
Nice.
It's like you two have done this before together.
Yeah.
All right, you're saying where's put?
Let me see. Yep, I'll stay there.
Elba, you will have advantage on these attacks.
Sweet. Short sword. Offhand.
Okay, the offhand is going to miss, so depending on your crit damage... Or, I'm sorry, not your crit damage.
Nice.
Oh, never mind. It will hit. So that is
18.
yeah. That is exact lethal. How do you want to fucking wolf too?
She slashes once against the chest, slashes down towards the head. Yeah.
You put your second attack pierces straight in, and you feel as you're getting about halfway into his neck, you feel a snap, and you're pretty sure you just broke the spine, and it falls to the ground in a crumble.
Whoops, I didn't know that would be quite that lethal, but here we are.
Well, that wasn't so bad.
So, you guys
Showing you how the commoners do it. That was our old guild.
Yes, that was amazing, Barnabas. I wouldn't mind some prestidigitation. She flicks her swords and puts them away. Thank you.
Alright. So, since we did have to start late, we did go an hour later. I'll say, because it's probably going to take you guys a bit of time to look around for everything here, I'll say we could stop now, and we will get to the finding everything that's possible to be found here next week.
Cool.
Sound